TRPE. The realest podcast ever, realest podcast ever. Two brothers bringing thinking on a second level. Music, sports, fashion, politics, and the streets. The best 2 hours out of every week. YDN, dinosaurs, and YBODs. Real talk every time, this is what you need. We just out here popping shit. It's your boy C. Diddy and Matt makes me sick. TRPE, TRPE, go. TRPE, TRPE, go. They know. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
Jim, for me.
Oh, man.
All right, now that's way too loud. All right, we good now.
Now we're back. The realest podcast ever episode. I don't know what number this is.
77.
77.
Right. How did I know that?
I'm out of it.
That's lit.
I was on the pup list for 2 weeks, physically unable to perform.
True, I was just guessing, honestly. If it was 77, cool. If it wasn't, whatever.
It was 78.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. But yeah, we are back. It's your boy C. Diddy.
Now Matt makes me sick. I hate that fucking name, man. I just hate saying it.
Aren't you off social media right now?
All the way around.
People hit me up to my where's Matt. I was like, he's on the book.
Yeah.
Sick of you niggas taking it to the book.
I sent somebody to John about the toilet explosion the other day. I was like, yo, get off Facebook. I was like, yo, Facebook been kind of lit this week, dog. But
the fucking book.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to Twitter for sure. I don't know about IG, but I need a new name.
You have a love-hate. You have like a hate-hate relationship with IG. Because it's like Twitter, you don't necessarily get the recognition that you deserve.
It's how you feel with Twitter at times. Yeah. Like you feel like, in all actuality, if I look at like what Ice did, or who's another one that like crazy blue, like what's the guy that's on the show now with
Wayne?
Like you should have 50,000 on Twitter
easily.
You know what I mean? Just for all of the Twitter after dark years and the third shift and all of that shit we did, the Philly Twitter, all of that. And then on IG, it's like I should be at a couple hundred if I'm just, that's not talking shit, but it's just.
And Pain Gang, all the
and
fucking
then the goofy shit
shit
that actually does go on the timeline. At times, I just be like, "This ain't it, man." Like I really just be like wanting to like start following people from like San Diego or Dallas and just get like a whole new thread.
I got a new Twitter rule. I've been using this for about a year and a half now. If you from out of the state, I'm automatically following you, just because I want to like peep your perspective and see what you got going on and what's relevant. Like I got a bunch of Cleveland followers now, like that I really fuck with, motherfuckers that I talk to, mad niggas with 216 in they fucking in they names and shit like that, and they fuck with the show. But it's just like the Philly perspective and the fact that, number one, y'all don't value nothing. Yeah. Y'all don't give a fuck about nothing. And y'all don't want to see nobody surpass y'all status of whatever social media status you think you have. You're not going to follow nobody. You're not going to champion nobody. You're not going to push nobody to the forefront to be like, this is like our guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? To the point where, like you said, Ice or like a Relly on Smash back in the day. Like, motherfuckers was really like doing shit off of the Twitter platform because people were willing to follow them and support their opinions. And even if it was a not supporting their opinion, they would at least say, he has an interesting perspective. And they would champion that shit. And motherfuckers from Philly will not do it. Like, y'all refuse.
I met a couple people this week, like, yo, get back on Twitter. And I would just be like, I'm chilling off all this shit. And they'd be like, no, because Twitter is like, fuck IG. But Twitter is like, yo,
in the words of...
you got something to say, get on Twitter.
In the words of the illustrious Kenny Red, for what?
Yeah. For what?
For what? You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, but I'm going to get back on Twitter. I need a new name, though. That makes me sick shit. Just... I hate seeing it.
Surprisingly, This Ain't Me has been working out for me this go round.
It has. I noticed before.
People fucking with it.
Before I actually got out of there, I'm like, it does make total sense, you know.
My new actual screen, you got the @ name and then the screen name. My new screen name is This Actually Might Be Me.
Oh, okay. But there's somebody running around with a "This Ain't Me" like on some imposter shit. That was kind of funny. Didn't I send you that?
Yeah,
that was funny as shit.
Yeah, it's a scary time.
Yeah, that's another joint that irritates me a little bit with IG. It's like I'll see people like take the funny meme or whatever funny shit is floating around,
oh, man.
and then they'll like watermark it, and I'd be like,
"This ain't yours."
Like what the like? But that's how serious it be to people, like
because people are, in the words of Cameron, y'all in astonishment looking for acknowledgement. This is what it is. Like people are willing to make themselves look like complete fucking morons and assholes, watermarking a thought that. Just because you watermark it doesn't make it your thought now. Right. You know what I'm saying? You still didn't think of it. You're still an uncreative piece of shit, and I still fucking hate you. So just because of the fact that you stuck your little funky ass watermark on here does not change the fact that you're an uncreative dickhead. But people want that when it get reposted and all that. But motherfuckers getting so crafty, they'll just they'll black out your watermark. Like they'll cut your name off the shit.
I saw one of my tweets the other day with my shit all
shit
cut.
Just going,
and people like, oh, why you care? And I'm like, the same reason you cut the name off. What that doesn't even make
why you care to cut the name off?
That don't even make logical sense. But I told you, I went on a motherfucking Instagram page. His page was the exact same post from my page, minus pictures of me.
Somebody told me that it was a page like that of mine too, but it was like a private page, and I never bothered to investigate.
This was like a big person in Philly. Like I went on the page. I mean, like if the equivalent of photo verbatim. Like I mean, like the exact same pictures, the exact same captions, minus pictures of me, my family, Lee, the dog, like those weren't on there.
Yeah.
But anything I posted that was a tweetgram, that was a funny pic with a cat, and I just was like, this is just too much.
A couple months ago, probably like 2-3 months ago, fucking Sticks, or Scott now rather, he had like a real funny tweet where it was like, women always asking me, you know, where can I find a man like you that's such right here, baby, I cheat. So motherfuckers took the shit and put it on all these different memes, and I'm sending it to him. He like, this is crazy. Like it got overwhelming after a while, because like they putting pictures and shit with the shit, like they done redid it. I done seen this shit 50 times. I'm like, bruh, I'm tired of sending you this shit. I know you frustrated seeing this shit, because that's really like, niggas don't understand intellectual property. And because of that, this is why niggas get lawsuits and shit like that and cease and desist and stuff like that, because they don't understand the measure of intellectual property and the fact that I thought something and written it down, it's mine. That's my original thought. And if I decide to pursue it aggressively enough, I can get you the fuck out of here for that. Like, that shit is not no joke. But niggas just think, oh, it's just social media, da-da-da. No, like, it's real life implications to this shit, because all of this shit is cataloged and backlogged now for years now. Twitter is 10 years old. It's been a fucking decade. So it's like, you got a whole backlog of like original thoughts and this, that, and the third, and when it was said, and that's precedent in court if I decide to pursue it. Stop stealing my shit.
Since we on the topic now, the thing that I don't know if it's amazement or just I don't know, but just something that always bugs me out is how people say, "Oh, it's just social media," but then y'all take social media serious enough to go fight.
I mean, we've seen big burly bitches that look like the old Matt rumbling on Lancaster Ave several times
with leather vests on. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all fight over social media. Y'all get arrested over social media.
Y'all argue over social media.
Y'all were running around with your @ names on your clothes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't tell me something is, it ain't that serious.
This dumbass nigga.
When you had that shit on a headband, on a jersey, on a jacket, like like you take it serious. You know what I mean? It's people who have created real big platforms, like we just spoke on Wayno, Ice. These dudes are making money in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Because academics, as weird as academics is, started out on social media.
Academics is one of the kings of the internet.
Real talk. And once he got that Twitch, he was going. But he started out on social media. It's like, it's a big deal to people. But then if you say anything, it's like, oh, you take it.
Nobody give a fuck about this nut ass shit, man. Get the fuck out of here.
And it's like, you do.
I'm lit in real life. Not really. Not really. I know a lot of y'all. It ain't a lot going on, man. I got about 5 bank accounts. I don't see none of y'all in the bank. Y'all not that lit in real life.
It's like when I see people that be like, I don't do this back and forth shit on the gram. And it be like,
but you doing this
back and forth shit
right now.
This is the back and forth shit. It be 19 comments arguing with each other. And I don't do this shit back and forth on the gram. And it be like, yeah, you kind of do. Like, the situation a couple years ago, I don't even remember the niggas' names, but it was him and the chick going back and forth, and he wound up on stage at a club, like, discussing. I'm just like, this social media is crazy. Like, we using it for the wrong things, you know what I mean? So, but that, I just, at times, I do have a hate with it. I just be like, I'll fall back, you know what I'm saying? And I'll come back play around for a couple, because it's like, even the shit I like doing, where like I would do the questions joint, like, yo, ask me a question because I know I could play off whatever. But some of the questions just get so downright. That's how you be. Like, look at that.
What you trying to accomplish with this line of questioning?
Like, and you know, because I've sent you some of the questions. It'd be like, how the fuck do I even approach this? You know what I mean? But it take the fun. Like, at one point, we was talking about it the other day. I think Phil, Sauce Money, had he was posting like old slander pics from back in the day. And I'm like, yo, there was really a time period where you could get on here and say and do just about anything. And it was fucking hilarious. And then out of nowhere, everybody, you know, was trying to start a business and selling this and selling that. And then, like you said, motherfuckers is ready to sue you over and it's just like, yeah, this shit not as fun as it used to be.
No, it's definitely not.
And I told you, I started meeting a lot of the people from social media and realizing, like, y'all really don't have a perspective. You don't have anything to say.
My biggest thing was back in that era, that 2012, 2014
2011,
era.
12, yeah.
You meet these motherfuckers and they be mute.
Yeah.
Like, they have literally nothing to say. Like, fuck a perspective. They would have nothing to say.
Like literally nothing.
Like, oh, that's so-and-so? Really? Like, you don't got nothing to say? Yeah. You're not in the conversation at all. Like, no, and there was a lot of that shit.
And I realized, like, because I always was, like, a funnier person. That was just me throughout my life. And it comes through my tweets, my IG story, whatever. Like, I'm just a naturally funny person. And I would see the funny, quote, funny people from IG. I would see them and, like, we'd be out and it'd be nothing. We don't get no laughs. Like, it's just the conversation not even entertaining. Right. And it'd just be like, this not making sense. Then you realize, like, oh, all of these thoughts, all of these different perspectives, all of these different viewpoints and vantage points is like, they're not yours. Yeah. That's why your page is so funny.
Yeah, it's like a collaboration of shit from here, there, and everywhere, right, and then you got time to prepare to be funny.
Right. You know, so, but yeah, I'm definitely going to come back to Twitter. I actually miss Twitter. Like, I was going through it. Because I get a lot of news and shit. I'm like, what's happening? Just because I don't really know what's going on. But I follow so many news threads on Twitter. So it's like, I was definitely missing that. But I've done.
People ask me all the time, like, how do you and Matt have so much information? And I'm like, fucking Twitter. Like, surprisingly, and I'm like, Twitter can be used for whatever you want to use it for. Like, I get 90% of my news from fucking Twitter because I follow Forbes and Fortune and the Associated Press and Reuters and like all of this shit and CNN and all of this shit in the midst of following you ignorant ass motherfuckers. It's like I'm actually like clicking on some shit and learning.
I follow the page that's at, you know, fat titty hoes, but then I also follow
it's balanced.
See, it's balanced. I follow CNN, I follow Daily News, I follow, you know, all these different things. Like, I was saying the other day, somebody had sent me they banned R. Kelly from performing in Philly or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you seen this? And I was like, yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, damn, because I know you ain't on socials. And I'm like, you know, there's other ways to get news besides the socials.
Like, nigga, what? Like, excuse me?
There's a whole website called Philly.com where they put all this type of stuff on.
Like, no, you bullshitting. How long has this website been around? And who are they affiliated with? Who's backing them?
Real shit. And I was just like, yeah.
Do R. Kelly know he on this website?
Yeah, I saw it already. And it's just, you know, it's wild because I see people who jump online, right? And they have these opinions. They have these I ain't even going to necessarily call them thoughts, but it's like, I need to say something. Let me say something. You know, Shout out Black. Black had hit me the other day. He had sent me a tweet, and it was, I don't want to lie, so I'm not going to say what the tweet was. It was something pertaining to basketball. And he was like, I want your opinion on this. I know you ain't fucking with socials right now, but we started like voice chatting, whatever. And I was like, people literally, it's almost like influence. Like, if the right person tells you something, it's like why y'all go to these seminars. Like, yo, you too can flip 18 properties in a month and a half. Come through and give me $250 and learn how, you know what I mean?
Learn the way.
It's like if the right person tells you something, you'll run with it. And people literally have gotten to the point where in life where they don't really fact check anything.
Nothing.
Fuck, like, you know. So I was telling him, because we was talking about basketball, and we can go into basketball a little bit, I guess. But the thing that goes on in basketball, like the arena around it now, is people say they hate this era where the same team wins all the time, right? So I told him, I was like, that's a narrative that gets pushed that doesn't make any sense.
None.
So he was like, what you mean? I'm like, all right, well, let's look at it like this. What year is it? It's 2019, right? So let's go back to 2010, which is 9 years ago. In the last 9 years, there have been 6 different NBA champions. The Lakers won, the Spurs won, the Mavericks won, the Heat won, the Cavaliers won, and the Warriors. 6 different teams in the last 9 years have won championships. That's the most diversity in any era of basketball since the shit has started. You go to 2000 to 2010, do you realize the same 2 teams won 8 championships? The Spurs won in 99. The Lakers won 01. Lakers won 02. Lakers won 03. Lakers won 00, 01, 02. Spurs won 03. Spurs won 05. Spurs won 07. Lakers won 09, and they won 2010. The same 2 teams. 98, the 90s, the Bulls and the Rockets.
Bulls and the Rockets.
Bulls won 6, Rockets won 2. In the 80s, every championship that got played involved the Lakers and the Celtics. Every single championship.
And I think like the 70s was damn near the same shit with the exception of like the Knicks.
Bill Russell has 11 championships. So I'm like, what era of basketball are you talking about? He was like, no, you right. I'm like, dog, but that's, if enough people say that, people will be like, yeah, man, I hate this era, man. The same team win all the time. And it's like, no, they don't.
There's actually parity.
It's as wild as this. The Rockets should have won last year.
Yeah.
They were up 20 points in Game 7 and blew it. But that's how, like, your window, think about it. The Warriors didn't even win 3 years ago. The Cavs won that championship.
Right.
Like, people don't even dig that, but it's like enough people say it. People be like, yeah.
Hate this shit.
Hate it. And the whole time it don't even make sense with what's going on.
Well, a lot of what it is, and me, you, and Rod talk about this shit ad nauseum. Like, we talk about this shit all the time. Because you were one of these people. It disturbs what you were brought up on.
Right.
And it's hard to come to grips with a new way of thinking that what you're seeing in front of you now is better than what you grew up on and fell in love with.
Right.
People don't want to accept that every player, like 97% of the players in the NBA now, are Michael Jordan athletic. Mm-hmm. They're not Michael Jordan level competitors or winners, but they're all the same.
Or even talented, but the athleticism
is there.
It's not even close.
So what does that tell you? If Michael Jordan had to play against these same motherfuckers every single night, that when you pulling that fucking crossover, it don't work. Now what? Now you gotta fight for every shot and you gotta fucking compete.
Giannis can take 2 steps from the 3-point line and dunk.
And dunk the motherfucker.
Like, it just wasn't anything like that back in the day. It's just, they're like unicorns.
Like Porzingis, when he was healthy, was bringing the ball up.
Yeah.
Like, he's 7'3" with guard skills. It's just certain
Anthony Davis was a point guard.
Yes.
Like,
and went from 6'2" to like 6'9" overnight.
Real shit. Like, it just...
It's just different shit in the game now.
It's human evolution.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bigger, faster, stronger. And
that's the part that irritates me. It's like when you look at, like, remember the first VCR cost like $900? Like, it might have been more than that.
Remember the first flat screen TV cost $7,000?
Like, I remember back in the day, like, if you had a VCR, it was like, wow. Y'all got a VCR? Dog, I remember the VCR didn't even have rewind on it. You had to take that joint out and put it in the rewinder. Remember that? Shit be rewind in the fucking joint. Then you got VCRs with rewind. Then you got VCRs that you could actually record on.
Yeah. Then you got the TV with the VCR on it.
Built in it. Then you had the TV with the DVD combo. Then DVD players. Then Blu-ray players. Then it went to fucking streaming with Netflix. Remember Netflix? You had to have a box for that shit.
Yeah.
Then you had to have Netflix built into the TV. Now Netflix is running straight through cable.
Shit,
like, it's just everything evolves.
Comcast is paying my damn Netflix bill.
Real talk. Like, everything just
part
evolves.
of a promotion.
Yeah, everything just evolves, and I don't understand how
we accept
sports.
It.
people think it's just
we accept it in every other form of life except sports.
It's weird as shit
because we are in love with who we're in love with, and a lot of times sports people are our heroes, which is the same reason why certain people like feel like they can't get past like Tupac or KRS-One or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Their favorite rapper because there's certain memories tied to when they heard Love's Gonna Get You or Brenda's Got a Baby or whatever, and they can't get past that shit, so they can't fathom that somebody else in the modern era could be better than them when in reality they are.
Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, what was my take on Joe Buttons and like his whole like becoming like the media Joe or whatever. And I was like, me personally, I like it. And I could see that a lot of the anger and like just negative outlook he used to carry around is like gone.
Yeah.
Like, cause the rappers from his era is fucked up, but like late 90s to 2000s, it's almost like the late 70s, 80s for basketball. It's like y'all don't get the recognition for being like the legends that you should be, and then y'all didn't make the crazy money either.
It's almost like a forgotten era.
It literally.
A lot of that shit is not even on the internet.
I was just about to say
it's
that. Like if you go on Apple Music, it's a lot of the shit you like. The State Property too. You can't even get a lot of that shit.
Fucking Webby Savage Life is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Came on there.
And it was a big ass deal.
Right.
Like so now to the point where people that are like on Tidal or like Tidal, what the fuck y'all doing? Like we need this project because there's a whole forgotten era from like post Blueprint to like 2000.
I was gonna say like so right after like when Mace left, like 99, like really all we took from 99 was Jay-Z, Nelly, Eminem, and Ja Rule. And it's like everybody else just like they just completely wrote off like Busta Rhymes Extinction Level Event, like a lot of different albums and movements that happened. That's just like not around. And I look at dudes like Joe Buttons. Remember everybody used to think it was Rasheed Wallace? Yeah. Like all of that shit is just like it came and went. And then them dudes, the hardcore bar spitters of that era, they're not regaled as like the Biggies, the Nas's, the you know, even down to like Mr. Cheeks and shit like that. Yeah. Like they're not held up with that. DMX, LL, all of them LLs from previous generation. But I guess you could throw Ja in there. Big Pun is another one that kind of just gets forgotten. Like everything from that era is just like it didn't happen. And then on the flip side, they didn't get the crazy M's that the guys now where like you drop a single and it's hot, you got 8 Lambo trucks.
Yeah, it's like you literally jump from like 99 to 2009.
That's really how
it's like
feels.
It goes from like the end of the like the Flossy era where Jay-Z like kind of took shit over and then DMX shit and then it goes to Drake. And it's like It's a whole decade of music that's missing.
Really?
I go on YouTube, those videos aren't there.
Real shit.
I go on Apple Music, those albums aren't fucking there. Yeah. And there's good shit in that time frame. Or if they are on there, it's only 6 songs out of 18 or whatever the fuck.
Joe Button on the podcast, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but they was talking about the whole R. Kelly shit. And what's the white boy on the show? Roy was like, you know, you had a song that R. Kelly produced, and then they turned it on. I'm like, wow, the joint Clubbin'.
Yeah.
I forgot all, and I'm like, that's how forgotten that era is. And I'm like, that was a hit.
Yeah.
And I forgot all about the shit. And it's like, damn, like they really don't get the props for the music that they was putting out that was dope as shit. But then on the flip side, they didn't get the crazy, like now, it's just. Did you see Meek and them this past week with all the trucks running around Philly? It's just
fucking Uzi just got $19 million from Live Nation, and he's refusing to put music out.
They had the fucking like Lil Baby was running around here the other day with a fucking Lamborghini truck, green junk. Like
that's Uzi shit.
Yeah, they was deep as I saw them on Ridge Avenue. They had the Rolls truck, Bentley truck,
2 Bentley trucks,
the Lamborghini truck. They had the truck The Rock was driving on fucking. I was like, what the fuck, acting a fool, and it's like. That era didn't get that.
No.
Just like I was saying the other day, look at all the shit Beans did. All the shit Beans had going on the clothing line, the movies, the label, everything. Beans never made $15 million in 1 year. Like
he came close because if you
being on Forbes for 15 M's, no.
No, he wasn't. But the Forbes didn't exist back.
Well, that's true. It started in 06.
But you gotta look at it like this. If you are in a situation where you owe the city $1 million in wage tax, you made $15 million.
He made some paper.
He made some money.
Meek made 15 last year in jail. Like that's the difference in what I'm saying.
And Lil Baby's probably gonna make 12, 15 million like next year.
Yachty made 16 M's.
Yeah.
Pump made 7 million. Like everybody in the shit is just getting crazy paid. So it's like even if you not heralded as like one of the best spitters or best lyricists,
you still can make a dime.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Still can make a dime.
We out like, and then you look at the big dogs. Kendrick making 55, Drake making 90, Hov and them making 100.
Wiz is making 30 M's a year,
dog.
And like not even putting music
Wayne
on.
had a terrible year, and his nigga owed him 50. He still made 17. Like that as just a different ball game than what that was. So you look at like the Beans, the Jadakiss, the Joe Buttons, all of them dudes from that era.
What it is? They got all the criticism and none of the adulation.
Exactly. That's where I was exactly about where I was about to go.
And it did, and that era did not ring, but they were doing good numbers. Like Jadakiss was doing 900K every album.
Yeah.
Right now, if you doing 900,000 streaming equivalent units every album, you can go on tour and you can make 20 million every year.
Right.
If you do 900K in that era where Ja was selling 7 million and 50 was selling 11 million and Jay
Eminem was
selling
going
6,
diamond.
like you can't make no fucking money because all they want to see is the top motherfuckers, and it's only 6 of them.
Right.
We want to see Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, and 50. We don't give a fuck.
And Outkast, they had it.
And everybody else, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
CeeLo Green had to completely change his whole shit and go in a whole pop alternative lane because it ain't no fucking money making this type of music that everybody loves but nobody will pay for.
Right. And they got classics like Cell Therapy and like they had straight classics.
Cell Therapy, Soul Food, all type of shit, like amazing music.
Right. Look at T.I. Like T.I.'s first album was all that. I'm Serious, John, was dope as fuck. But it's like, if you don't connect with the pop audience and be able to go to that, Lord Jay-Z, I could get you TRL too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. So a lot of those great rappers from the late 90s, early 2000s, they great rappers, but
they bitter, and rightfully so.
And that's where I kind of looked at what Joe was at. So it was like, and you got to be able, like the whole shit I went through, this whole weight shit, you got to be able to look at yourself and be like, yo, I'm drawing.
I'm out of pocket.
Yeah. Let me try to figure this shit out. And then once you do that, you see Joe had everybody in Philly blocked. He unblocked everybody on Philly Twitter. This nigga now has a wife, a fucking kid. He's got like 8 different fucking checks coming from like 8 different fucking things. The show's lit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just you able to just be good and straight.
Because Joe really was in it and went through it, I respect his opinion to a higher level than a lot of people because he's not somebody that's just commentating. He saw all of this shit and he told motherfuckers in 2005 the internet is coming. He had Joe Budden TV in 2003, 2004. The internet is coming. Y'all need to get with this shit.
Right.
And every time he took something progressive to Def Jam or Universal, oh man, get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about that shit.
Yeah.
This YouTube shit is just a fad. Nobody's on there like that. Nobody, because they didn't fucking get it because they made so much money from the Ja Rules and the Jay-Z's and the DMX's, they didn't have to care. They didn't give a fuck. Think about it like this. Steve Jobs probably the most brilliant person of the last fucking 50 years. Right. And he went to all the labels and said, hey, you're about to hit a fucking iceberg. I have the solution to it before you do. This internet revolution is about to cripple your business. You will lose money every fucking year if you do not alter the way that you do business and change to a digital medium. This is how you do it. I got the fucking iPod. I got this, and that. I'm developing this technology, blah, blah, blah. They all told him, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And then they all had to come crawling back 8 years later when they could have fucking prevented this shit because they just did not listen.
Yeah.
Because the business model made so much money, it's like, there's no way in hell. And what even further ruined the music industry was that when the advent of CDs happened, they already was making crazy bread. But when the CDs happened, they made so much new revenue because everybody had to go back and buy Thriller and fucking Billy Ocean and Liza Minnelli and all of this shit on CD now.
All of Elton John.
That you made so much more money. It's like, holy shit, back the fucking Brinks truck up. This is never going to stop. And then the minute that it fucking slowed down, they did not know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, real shit. But I was telling him, like, I like Media Joe. Like, I like Joe in the position he's in, whatever doing. And I've been listening to the show a lot more. The show is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like we get compared to them a lot, whatever. And I'm cool with that. Like, because I like it. Like, I like the opinions. I like the shit they. It's funny. Like, I was listening to one that Joe the other day was talking about the Dame and Nick Cannon. I'm like, the shit sounds just like our, right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, but I like it, and I see the progression in him. To where it's like he's not that bitter, annoying,
right.
You know, I didn't fucking blow and I only got one song.
Battle rapper.
Yeah, like, but I could understand why you would be like that and like what you have to do as far as soul searching to come out of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I respect it a lot.
Like, think if you made one of the most incredible mixtape series of all times and nobody gave a fuck.
Right.
except for like 200,000 people in a world with 6 billion people, and fucking only like 200,000 people even acknowledge that it exists. That's very, very fucking frustrating. Because I remember like Tree and Manny and them telling me like, nah, the music series, like, I'm telling you, Joe got something to say. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here.
My white boy Jake would tell me all the time, like, yo, you don't listen to that music, yo, Joe Button shit, yo, he's crazy. And I just, it was my white boy Jake, so I just like
gotta take it with a grain of salt.
I just brushed it off to the side. I was like, I check that shit out when I get a chance. But then when I like Joe Button's back, and I remember when everybody thought he was Sheed. Yeah, freestyle, he was the man. Like he used to burn every fucking thing down. And you know, I was like, maybe he just should have let Sheed rock out and just been like Ghost, because we like Sheed at the time.
We love Sheed.
Yeah, like we fuck with Sheed. So it's like, you know, that could have probably worked. But now I actually like social media, Joe. And like I said, I've been trying to, because somebody asked me last week, like, what podcast do I listen to? And I was like, honestly, I've gotten to bro, I don't really listen to any. And
I haven't even listened to Joe's podcast in about 3 months.
And she was like, really? And I was just like, yeah, like I just, because I don't want to be like,
influence.
Exactly. I don't want to have that shit on my brain when I go to talk. And it's like, I'm like, not saying like I think I'm better than somebody or we're better than anything, but it's just, I don't.
Authentic.
Yeah, I don't want that shit creeping into my mind when I'm going to talk. But I listened to a couple Jones and Joes, and I listened to, told you I listened to Horrible Decisions, a couple of these joints. And I was like, you know, you know, it's a couple podcasts I listen to that have nothing to do with, like, I listen to Stone Cold's podcast, so it's like that has absolutely nothing to do. I listen to his
podcast on, like, YouTube and shit. Like, I reference his podcast, like, a lot. Because there's, like, classic wrestling stories and, like, behind-the-scenes shit in that show that's just, like, you can't get that information anywhere else.
He has somebody, they call it Shoot, when they come up and talk about the old, like, he had Undertaker and Mick Foley on discussing when he threw him off the joint, like what was going through their minds or whatever.
I gotta listen to that.
And Mick Foley was saying, I know he's about to throw me off of there. And he was like, I was with it. Like I knew what was about to happen. He's like, as he grabbed me to toss me off, I was looking like, man, don't do this shit. Yeah, that was a funny ass episode. But other than that though, how are you feeling? Like you were sick as a dog.
Yo, I was
so that's
like,
why we weren't
I was
here.
like dying. Yeah, everybody was mad at us last week. It was not Matt's fault. I was sick.
I'm glad I wasn't on.
Yeah, I was on the physically unable to perform list. I got a fucking upper respiratory infection. I don't know how I got it, where I got it from, but that shit is like bacterial. So like it could come from anywhere. I work in a dirty ass strip club. I'm around miscreants all day long. Yeah. Who knows where the shit could have came off some money anywhere. Who fucking knows? I remember one time a couple years ago, probably like 10, 12 years ago, I got like sick as a dog off.
You said a couple years ago, like 10, 12. That's not a couple.
Like 10 years ago, okay. I got sick off a rental car. Like this is when I was working at Enterprise. I go to check somebody in the car. They was sick. So they like just in the car, just like festering. So just in the point of me checking the car and then going to clean it, I got sick. Like shut me down for like 5 fucking days. So it's like that shit is like when shit is airborne and all that shit is serious. So
yeah, I used to make fun of the people walking around with masks and gloves and all that shit.
I appreciate you.
Man, that shit is real, man.
But yeah, I had an upper respiratory infection. I had to go to urgent care. I tried to self-treat for like a week. Basically, what happens with that is if you're sick and you know you're sick, go get treated.
I don't know. I was about to say, like, you have to go.
You have to go get treated. So I tried to self-treat because I'm like, all right, if this is like the flu or something like that, I can get rid of it on my own. I don't have to go deal with this shit. Okay. So I said, all right, I'm a self-treat. So I took Alka-Seltzer Cold. I was doing the herbal shit too. Echinacea, vitamin C. I'm like real big on that shit. So I'm like, all right, let me try to get my immune system back to see if it'll fight this shit off. So that goes on for about 3 days. I get a little bit better, or one symptom go away, another symptom pop up. I'm like, oh no, I got some other shit. So I go to fucking urgent care. First of all, they told me 2-hour wait at the urgent care. That's not very urgent.
The one on Ridge?
The one on Henry. All the way up on Henry. In the plaza in Andorra.
Oh, I didn't know it was one there.
It's called Express Care.
I go to John on Ridge and
yeah, I don't like that John.
Lyceum.
I don't like that John.
I like that John. Real low key, and don't nobody be in there.
Nobody don't be in there. Yeah. But the other John, I go there like 2 years ago. I see Nitty in there.
Okay.
Nitty at work. He like, yeah, no, I gotta do some deliveries and shit. So I go in there. They like 2-hour wait. I'm like, bro, this ain't very express.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like y'all care. So what the fuck am I doing right now? Like, so I'm pissed. So I end up going to Solid Works, get some food, come back. By the time I do all that shit, they call me. All right. They're like, yeah, you got upper respiratory infection, blah, blah, blah. You got the antibiotic, Z-Pack, steroid, and we're going to give you these fucking Tessalon pearls, which is these little dots, these little pearl dots that are like cough medicine. And they're like, yeah, these literally work like 60% of the time. Some people like them, some people don't, but we're going to give them to you anyway. They worked 0% of the time for me. They like it didn't work at all. Wasted fucking prescription. But I ended up taking that shit. I had to do that medication all week. I finished it on Friday, but by like Tuesday, that was Monday. By Tuesday came around, I already felt better. I could breathe again, like all of that shit, just off the antibiotics and the fucking what's the name. But I did some dumb shit. I kept myself sick. I wasn't disinfecting my spot, and I kept myself sick. So it's like I'm running around. I'm feeling good, and then about 9 o'clock, I come back in the crib and get sick again.
Yeah.
Dumb shit. So by the time I figured that out on Wednesday, I was good for the rest of the week. So I'm back to life now.
Yeah, I mean, I went through a little sinus infection. It's just that time of the year. Like, and then our weather. Listen. It was so cold yesterday. So I come out the crib this morning.
Bundled up.
I got on a hoodie, a coat, and my puffer on top of the shit zipped up. I sort of got opened the door. I'm like,
I'm a
the
dickhead.
fuck happened out here?
The snow melted, like the whole shit.
Whereas 2 days before, I didn't know it was snowing. I come out to go to the fucking gym. I open the door. I'm like, oh, goddamn. I had on shorts and flip-flops.
Oh, it's snowing.
Yeah, it's like the weather is literally one day it's 12, the next it's 60 fucking degrees today.
And it feels like it's 72.
It's gonna snow this weekend and be 28 degrees. It's just shit is crazy. It's like, so being sick is just part of the game right now. It's just up and down, up and down. But yeah, we definitely missed last week. We were still railing off of the show from the week before.
The dating show has become a cult classic.
In a week and a half, it's become a fucking classic. Y'all are very mean people on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They were.
I mean, you're not nice either.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not even on Twitter. You know she blocked me.
You told me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
But didn't she like hit you up saying something about your grandfather?
Yeah, that was weird.
But you blocked me.
That was weird as shit. You know what I'm saying? But that y'all did. You know, I enjoyed the people that were here last week. Y'all were mean.
I had a great time.
You know, shout out Jazz, Yana, Kev, and Devin. I had fun. The people they didn't like.
What was the worst response?
Somebody asked, "Was that her on the intro?" And I just was like, "Y'all mean as shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all.
What's that her on the intro?
I'm like, y'all just mean for no reason. You know, because she had a darker voice or whatever. No, that's I was about to say that's Dark Low. But no, that's who was that on the intro? Goddamn Brosco. But yeah, I enjoy when we do the shows when we get a bunch of people up here. And I had to tell people were like, oh, why y'all had her? Why y'all? And I'm like, listen, the point is to have different perspectives
yes.
and different opinions.
No matter how wild they may be.
Because it shows you that not everybody out here thinks the way you do.
Yes.
That's what happens in the world. That's called a panel. If you do a panel discussion and you get 9 people on a panel and everybody thinks Jay-Z's the best rapper and Nike's the best footwear.
It's going to be a boring ass discussion.
It's going to be no back and forth. It's going to, so it's like, you take things with a grain of salt. I actually want her to come back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I know it's going to be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I want to see the numbers for that show too. But yeah, the dating episode has become in a young week and a half. I've had people.
It seemed, because I was sick. It seemed like it was so long ago.
It do feel like that.
It feel like it was like a month and a half ago, right. And I'm like, yo, this shit was 2 weeks ago.
I've had people who never listened to the show hit me like, yo, I'm listening to the dating joint. Y'all wild as shit. Where y'all find this boy Kev? He's, it just. A lot of different people were hitting me about it.
Kev became a social media superstar.
That was an all-time performance.
Yeah, Kev showed up like fucking
he had so
Matt
many.
Castle.
Yo, he's like, I got a wife. She cool. This is great.
That was funny as shit.
How was he so shy in the beginning and then just...
That was the wild part. He was just sitting in the corner, not really talking. And I told myself, I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, Kev must have knew, like, I'm going to draw as soon as they let me. As soon
as they give me the open lane. Yeah. Dunking his shit.
Because he dead ass was sitting in the corner not saying a word the entire time.
Barely talking to the mic, too.
Yeah, really. But yeah, no, it was a great episode, and I want to do more of that, like having a bunch of people, because it's just fun to get those
Pastor
different.
Carl has been requesting to come back up here. He said he needs to restore order.
Yeah, Mitch too. Mitch hit me. He said he wants to come out. I wanted to do a joint where we discussed a couple topics. I wanted to have Mitch come up for that.
We need to do a 2019 financial empowerment show. Also,
Okay.
we need to do an updated financial empowerment show. People have been asking for that. You know, newer people didn't realize we had that in our catalog. So I'm like, I was like, we have one, but you know, we'll do another one. Kendall made a lot of fucking money off that show.
Yeah, I heard Kendall had a lot of people coming through to his workshop and shit like that.
Like hundreds.
Yeah, I never got lunch. I was like kind of upset about that.
Hundreds.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I never got a fucking burrito. Nothing. But yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's a couple of joints I want to get to, and like I said, having the forum, the panel style discussion, I like, because it show you not everybody thinks like you, not everybody thinks like me, not everybody thinks like Taylor or whoever else have you. So it's like, you know, I defindefinitely enjoyed it. Jazz became a young little star on Twitter. Her Twitter was lit all week.
I want Jazz to come back at least like once a month.
Yeah, she
Like-
she the other day was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm podcast Jazz, and I'm like, I'm like, yo, fuck it out here now. But no, yeah, it was definitely a good episode. I enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
a lot. But I want to get into some of these topics this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Man. I want to start with the big one, man. It's just like got everybody tripping. I just found, because I don't have social media, so I just found out today. Apparently, Bow Wow got into a fight with a chick.
Well, correction. A fight got into Bow Wow.
Okay.
Bow Wow did not get into a fight.
And I saw the shit like on, it's funny because it finally made its way to Facebook. Apparently it happened a couple, it take a couple days.
Take a couple days.
Take a couple days to get over to Facebook.
You ain't gonna believe what they talk about on that Twitter.
Yeah, but he got in a fight with the chick, and apparently they both got arrested or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well, that's standard procedure. We can't figure out who did it.
all y'all going.
You all going.
And he's got marks all over his face. And the caption I saw on Facebook was like, damn, did you at least pinch the bitch? And everybody's laughing, cracking up. And I'm thinking to myself, before you even sent it, when I saw it, I'm thinking, if her face was scuffed up, that wouldn't be the.
Oh man, it would have been Bow Wow's a menace. He need to be stopped.
And
Kill this man.
And I understand that physically we're stronger, all of that stuff or whatever. But I think we need to start looking at a lot of these situations through a different lens. It's like, it can't be funny when a man gets into a fight with a woman and she gets the best of him or whatever have you.
People were saying he deserved the shit.
But then on the flip side, it ain't that. It's just putting your hands on people ain't funny at all.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing, ain't none of it funny. Now, I don't know the actual factuals of what happened.
Well,
Maybe
basically, they saying the backstory is that, this is a girl that he's dating or whatever like that. I guess his phone was going off a little too much for her liking. She go through the phone, see some shit. She put hands and feet on Bow Weezy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the police I guess it was that big of a disturbance. Police get dispatched. Oh, we don't know who did what. All right, cool. Everybody got to go. So now they both go to jail. He gets released on $8,000 bond. They kept her.
Okay.
Because signs point to you just Weapon X this motherfucker.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what the fuck is going on here. So so he got the shit kicked out of him, restrained himself like a real man, and now the social media backlash is, man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why are we even having this discussion? Because when the shoe was on the other foot and it was Chris Brown and Rihanna and them pictures came out, nobody didn't find it entertaining or funny.
Exactly.
And it's just like it's double standard that exists, and it's almost like, yo, there's this whole like community of people on social media that just hates straight black men so much, and it's just like you try to villainize them even when they're the ones that's being victimized.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and we see this shit over and over and over again. And this is just yet another example. And it's like, yo, you really like damned if you do and damned if you don't in this scenario, because it's like, yo, you take the ass whooping, and now it's like, damn, why you ain't fight back? You fight back, and then it's like, oh, you a woman beater and abuser. Now you got to wear that scarlet letter for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I have noticed not being on Twitter. I haven't seen like the fake outrage shit all week, because I could only imagine what's
because
going
it's
on with that.
concentrated to that's the
Because
headquarters.
outside in the world, it's not happening. And that's one thing I've noticed, not seeing that shit. But Yeah, I told you before you even said anything, I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, wait, if he refrained from touching her, how y'all clowning him?
Yeah.
Like, ain't that what you supposed to do? Like, that's what I would do.
Ain't that what we all been taught our whole entire lives?
I've been punched. I say it often. I've been punched in the face by a woman, and I didn't hit her. I've had a woman pull a knife out on me. I didn't. I got out the fucking house,
right?
But I didn't beat her ass and none of that shit. And it's just like, ain't that what we supposed to do as men who are caring and loving of and appreciative of the woman? You know, like she's going through his phone and then going the fuck off.
Which is a violation of privacy.
Which is a violation from Jump Street.
Yeah.
She's going the fuck off, whatever, swinging, kicking, doing all this shit. Hands up. He chilling. He a clown. Look at him. Did it. And it's like, no. If anything, y'all should be giving him props for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like,
but it's, you know, it's like you say, people got picks, and you know, people hate Bow Wow for whatever reason, and it's like, yo, don't let the fact that he's a clown in other situations add to like your vitriol or your dislike for him in a situation where he absolutely 100% did the right thing.
Right.
Let's not confuse those issues. Like, people have a hard time like compartmentalizing stuff and saying, all right, you a clown because you do nut shit and you had a fake private jet and all this whole bullshit. But in this situation, you did the right thing.
Right.
You still a clown, but in this situation, you was like an upstanding citizen, and it shows that you do have respect for women and you handled things the right way.
Right.
Bravo, Bow Wow. But they just want to jumbo the shit, you know what I'm saying? Gumbo the shit up and mix it all up and make it all one issue. And it's like, no.
Could you imagine when fucking Solange was going off on Jay in the elevator, if he'd have just like, pow. Like,
pot shot.
Yeah, gave her a quick one.
You'd have never heard the end of that shit.
Right.
They hate Jay-Z. Apparently, I didn't know this. We just finding this out in the last 2 months. Apparently, the internet, there's a corner of the internet that hates Jay-Z too. No.
Yeah.
I knew like they clowned on him and like he unathletic and why he married to her and da-da-da, but I didn't know it was to this level.
That's the
basis of it.
The genesis of, you know, the we hate Jay-Z shit. It's like, why? Like, it's a lot of people who really don't like the fact that like he got Beyonce. He's like up $1 billion after all of the shit. It's
all the shenanigans.
And like you said it, like you a straight black man. Like you a black man.
Like, who would y'all, my thing is, feministas, who would y'all prefer Beyonce be? Like, in a perfect world, who do y'all want Beyonce to be with? Nobody? Mm-hmm. Y'all want her to be like the Virgin Mary, just like up here on this echelon, like by herself?
A lot of the shit I see online, especially at times, is just, I know it's not for me. So I don't really like give it that much thought, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really go into the
psychology of
it. The trying to break, because I just, like, we talk about all the time, the interracial shit. Like, Serena Williams and Eve.
You better go, girl. You get your white king.
You better go, queen. All this shit, like, it's like dope. I see black women I follow on Instagram. I'm talking about not celebrities like, you know, Tanisha 22nd Street and all of this shit, like all
Tanisha
of these
22nd Street.
All like the regular folk I follow.
Sidebar: any chick with a street name in her social media will kill you.
Yeah, get away from her, please.
Get away from her immediately.
Fast. But it's like the regular people I follow. They be on there, I'm going to get me a white boy, and I'm gonna get me. They say this shit all the time. But if you even say a white woman looks nice, it's something wrong
like,
with
fuck
you.
You mean, nigga.
You need to get psychologically evaluated. No, it's just.
Did your mother raise you to be loving these white bitches?
And I know that at times the internet is just not for me. So I don't even try to break down a lot of these things that I see. And it's the same shit when it comes to domestic abuse. You know, it's like, it's funny and it's cool for a woman to swing on a guy.
Absolutely.
They'll post videos where they'll show a chick going off on her dude in public, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of
he deserved that shit. I know he did something.
On the flip side, it ain't hilarious if he was going off and swinging on her, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate of keeping your hands to yourself.
That's my number
one
rule.
Who you are.
Everybody got to keep their hands to themselves. And my other thing is, in the event that I feel like, or I sense that shit about to go where you're not going to keep your hands to yourself, don't stop me from leaving.
Yeah.
Or try to hold, or try to get your point across to the point where you're holding me somewhere like, nah, let's not, like, don't touch me. Like, let me go.
Dog.
Don't let me go.
That situation I was in, she swung on me twice, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm out." And this bitch went in the kitchen and pulled out a knife and was like, "You ain't going
Nowhere."
fucking." And I was like, "Well, that's I definitely gotta get the fuck out of here now. Like, you tripping?"
You think I'm gonna stay here and let you murder me?
And it's like, yeah, and like that type shit. I saw her recently, just like I ain't gonna say where I saw her, but I saw her recently, and I was thinking about that shit. Like
you really crazy man.
Like she out here just smiling. She look nice, but you just out here just smiling.
Really
Like
fucking psycho.
people don't know that you borderline fucking nuts. And you know,
had a flashback.
yeah, dog. It's like when Irv beat the feds. Like,
I almost did 20.
yeah, how'd I get out of this motherfucker? Like, yeah, but no, like that the domestic violence, and me personally, I never wanted to have that.
Yeah.
It's just certain things I just never wanted to have on me. Like Matt be beating bitches up. I'm too big for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like I never wanted to go into a jail and they like, what you in here for?
Right. No, I beat my bitch up.
I had to,
had to smack my bitch. Her aunt jumped in and smacked her too.
I just never wanted that shit
You don't
behind
want
me.
that on your jacket.
Yeah, I just never wanted that shit behind me. So it's just like I knew no matter what the situation is, no matter where it goes, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been in many fights, at least in like adulthood. It's no point. I'm a big guy, and it's just I know someone's gonna hit me with a wrench before what I'm
Definitely hitting you with a car.
a trophy. Yeah, something weird is coming out left field. Cause ain't too many people gonna stand up in front of me and swing. I just know that, and that's the reason I don't even want to. Cause I know I'm gonna get murdered, quick,
Gonna bludgeon you.
fast. Ain't no like
He'll hit you with the same fucking anvil that the Roadrunner been hitting Wile E. Coyote with.
Now, granted, my knee is terrible. I know that. But it's like if somebody in the street don't know that, I'm imposing. I'm 6'1", 300, big shoulders. I wouldn't swing on a nigga that was that big in
Gotta
front
clap
of me.
you, big man.
Yeah, I'm about to lay you down, big man.
No offense.
Yeah. So it's just I don't.
No offense, we can't talk this out.
I try not to
And
put
the
myself
clap.
in them situations, but that's just how I am. I'm gonna keep my hands to myself as person from rip. And I know a lot of people don't. They're not raised like that. They're just. I saw a fight almost pop off in McDonald's the other day. Like
McDonald's has become like the epicenter for nonsense, man.
Listen, the McDonald's. Oh my God, I got it.
Stop eating that shit.
McDonald's on.
Stop eating
Real
that shit.
talk.
Like it be some bullshit going on.
I
at
drive
McDonald's,
to
bro.
27, so the end of the line is Broad and Carpenter. So it's a McDonald's right there. I go use the bathroom and shit. The McDonald's on Broad and Carpenter in South Philly is one of the.
It's the Terror Dome.
Not all the time, because there's sometimes where it's chill, but there's a methadone clinic down the street.
My God.
Listen, when
You got hold on real quick? How you got a methadone clinic in a performer arts high school within like walking distance of
it's
each
right
other?
down the street. So when the methadone clinic have like I guess recess or whatever, they all come to the fucking McDonald's, and when you know when it's like recess because they all be in there, they be falling down. I was in there the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get me some nuggets, man. I ain't no nuggets in a little minute. I want some nuggets and shit. So I'm in line, white boy at the counter in front of me, and he is like dipping, like falling asleep. I mean, on straight, like he as slouched as I am in this chair, but he's standing up
awful.
at the counter. So the little young girl, she like, sir, you all right? And he just dipping. His phone was on his hip. His phone start ringing. What was his ringtone?
McDonald's ringtone?
Dog, I swear to God, this nigga phone, I'm standing there like, yo, boy, really like high as shit. Like, this is drawing. The nigga phone start ringing. That shit was, I feel like dying only once the drugs are. That shit started playing on his ringtone. He's like, oh, shit. Hello? And I'm falling the fuck out.
Yo,
like, how the
man.
fuck is that your ringtone, dog?
This shit, man.
I feel like dying only once the drugs are done. That was his ringtone. I'm like, that's the type of shit that be going on in the McDonald's. But anyway, the headset wasn't working. Because I heard the girl say it when I walked in. I'm going to use it. She's like, the headset wasn't working. So the drive-thru was like all backed up.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers not realizing that they
Shit backed on the Broad Street.
Right, and that it was a family full of like chicks, like the mom, the two daughters. They all had scarves and those, those coats that look like bathroom mat material all the chicks
Oh,
wear.
yeah,
They all had those coats on like ostriches, and they all had scars on. And they came into McDonald's like, "Damn, bitch, we been in the lane for da 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 da." And she like, "All right, you don't need to come in here cursing." She like, "What, bitch?" Da, da, da. And I'm talking about they about to like really get it on in the McDonald's lobby, and I'm just standing
Like,
there.
ma'am, the cheeseburgers are 99 cents. It's not worth it.
Yo, the fucking pies is $2 for $1.
Like,
Like,
it's not. I'm positive it's not worth it. Like, you gonna feel like an asshole when they come book you over this $9 transaction.
dog, this should be crazy, man. I was just standing there watching that shit the other day. Like, this is really life for folk. You know what I mean? Like,
people thrive
really
off
be
nonsense.
outside trying to fight anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody. I mean, anybody who come across. And that's just not me. Like, I keep my hands to myself. I don't get into situations where I'm just trying to rumble all the time. But like y'all will rumble in the McDonald's drive-through, in the fucking Acme, at just the most weirdest places on
Whole
earth.
Foods. What are y'all even doing here?
Like what's the issue? Why are you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But nah, I'm really, when it comes to that domestic violence shit, like, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, man.
Please. That's really where I be at.
I mean, you know, my whole thing is certain scenarios, you just gotta consider your surroundings and realize, like, but he's a nut ass nigga, but I'm not going to jail Super Bowl weekend over Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, since you gotta have more cognizance than that to realize, like, it's Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta. I don't want to spend this fucking weekend in Cobb County Prison. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a whoop his ass on Monday.
Whip his ass for what? Like,
He told me I was the only one.
you go.
I believed him.
That's another joint that's like kind of weird to me. Like, you go through the person you with phone, right? You didn't go through the phone because you was like, oh no, I know they not doing nothing. You know what I mean? You going through the phone because you feel like
Something is going on.
something's going on. So if you feel like something's going on, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. And to take it a step further, a person that's looking for something, everything look like something.
Right.
So if, you know, hi, who the fuck is mommy, nigga? Who the fuck is mommy? You out here cheating with a bitch named mommy? You slick, nigga. This ain't your real mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, a possessed woman gonna find whatever. Yeah. Same way with a crazy possessed man. He gonna find whatever. He gonna find what he looking for.
Yeah, I ain't got no time for that shit, man.
Yeah, please, everybody, keep your hands to yourself. Let's put a nice bow on this. Keep your hands to yourself. Stay out of each other's phones.
Please.
Let people cheat in peace, please.
Yeah,
Goodness.
It's too much violence, man. Like, y'all angry as shit for no reason. Yeah. And the crazy part is, a lot of this violence don't even be what the hell the actual situation be. No. It'd be frustration from years of poverty and just bad decisions that have come back to just...
Too many McDonald's cheeseburgers. Your diet is unbalanced. You didn't eat enough green vegetables. Too much carbonated soda. You fucked up, man. Your neurons is getting crossed.
As a
with
young man, I didn't think that shit actually mattered. I told you I want to do a health episode where we like have like an actual nutritionist. And
no,
all
that shit matters.
Like, not eating enough vegetables or drinking enough water. Like, the whole shit with the City Girls chick. Like, the outrage from that. Like, when she said, I don't drink water. And it's just like, what do you mean?
No, but this, the Tahitian treat got water in it. So it's like...
And it's like, me at times, I feel like I don't drink enough water. But it's like, I'm not really a heavy drinker anymore. So It's like, but at times I'll be on the tip, like, I need to start drinking a little bit more water and whatever. But to just
as a rule, I don't drink water.
And I really, until I started talking with people who actually work on people. Like, I know a girl now who does waxing. I know hairdressers. I know girls who do nails. I know girls who do
that
eyebrows.
Shit comes out of you.
That shit comes out of you.
Yeah.
And I never really put that into like it being in your hair or your body smelling a certain way because you just don't eat enough vegetables or don't drink enough water or don't get enough protein or whatever the fuck have you. It's like
that shit is real. You literally are what you eat, and if you eat too much bullshit, it will find a way to come out of you. Yeah. And everything comes out of you different ways. It's not just going to the bathroom. Sometimes it's a smell that you just you can't figure out where the shit coming from. It's you. Your pH balance is fucked up. The shit is trying to exit you. It's a toxin. You shouldn't be eating this shit.
Yeah, that shit is wild. Like when you just got like a odor. That's crazy.
There's this one chick, man. This real pretty girl, good looking, nice body, whole everything. She running around the club scene, all that shit. And I'll never forget, man. Like, I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys, and he's like, "Yo, that bitch smell funny." I'm like, bruh, it's no way. Like, I'm not believing him. Like, she looks so good, I'm not believing it. I'm like, bruh, it's no way. You're lying to me. Like, you're not gonna tell me that pretty ass girl got some crazy, weird smell to her. I'm telling you, dog. So I see her one day. I'm driving down fucking Sansom Street downtown. I just so happened to see her. I roll the window down. She looking nice, got a little Juicy Couture sweatsuit on, makeup on, hair
What
popping.
year was this?
This was like 2014.
Okay.
2014, 2015. So I see her. I'm like, yo, I'm like, where you going? She's like, oh, I'm going over here. So she get in the car or whatever. I take her like half a block. In the half a block that she's in my car, I smelt the most vile, horrid smell on a person I've ever smelled in my life. Now, keep in mind, she got makeup on, her hair's done, she got perfume on top of the funk. And it's still cutting through to the point where she left it in my car. Like, she got out and I had to ride with the windows down like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, what the fuck is it? It's almost like one of them like somebody that live with like an older relative or something like that. Like that basement,
like the
mothball
mothballs,
smell.
yeah.
It's that. And I'm just like, how the fuck did this happen to the point where it's in you? Like, it's in.
Like, it's just in there.
It's just in there, and you just can't shake the shit. And every time after that, like, I could smell her before I could see her.
Yeah, as I remember a chick years ago I knew, and you know, she was like kind of nice looking, whatever, and it was like we started talking, it was cool. This was before I was even driving the bus. This was when I was trucking and shit. And I remember like my first time like being around her, she had like one of them type situations. Like, it was like, you know, I thought she was just like cooking or something.
Like,
Like,
am I bugging? Like,
yeah, you know, and it wasn't like terrible. It was just like a smell.
like it's there. You're
Like, it's, but it's there.
I can smell it.
And then maybe like the next time I saw her when I was like actually in Atlanta, I was just like, because she lived down in Atlanta. I was like, this bitch cooking again. Like, why? like I don't
Like, and after a while, you just gotta settle in. Like, no, this is just how you
And
smell.
then-
Like,
then,
you
like-
have an odor.
Then like the third time I was around her, I was like, it was like that again, and I just registered like, oh, this bitch just be stinking, like she don't be washing or something, whatever. And then like as years went on, hearing these different stories, it's like, oh, it's people that just carry body odors because they bodies be on some silly shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's probably I don't drink water. I only drink yak and
Yeah, I only eat French fries.
Yeah.
I don't eat green vegetables. I don't know what spinach. I don't know what cooked spinach tastes like shit like that.
bitches. You take the restaurant, they order the salmon, and be like, what do you want for sides? French fries.
French fries. Let me get fries and some baked potato and a baked potato. Let me get double starch.
Yeah. That shit is real. That shit plays a huge.
That shit will catch up to you in a hurry.
And I've noticed it just in these the last year, because it's funny, we were in a poker room the other day, and my man Trey, shout out Trey, because I know he listened to the podcast. He a dealer, a white boy. He, I don't know why I threw out that he's a white boy, but he's going to mention that later.
With a name like Trey, I wasn't expecting him to be a white boy.
Trey Dave, white boy, funny as shit. But fucking Trey was like, we was talking about like me losing weight or whatever, and he was just like, yo, like you really don't even look like how you know what I'm saying, whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna start going to the gym with you. I'm like, shit, I'll be in there. I go to LA Fitness, like, come through, whatever. And he was like, before I get on this shit, man, like I gotta have a cheesesteak. Let's go get a fucking cheesesteak. And I was just like, yo, I haven't had a cheesesteak in like a year. And he was like, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah. And he was like, no, for real. And I was like,
no, for real.
no, really, I haven't had one in like a year. I was like, I haven't had a burger in like 8 months. And he's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. Like, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, like, when was the fucking last time I had a cheesesteak? When was the last time I had a burger? When's the last time I had a lot of different things? And it's like, I eat so different now to where, and I look back on how I used to feel going to the Chinese store, getting 6 wings, fried rice, and a Pepsi. How I would feel after that, as opposed to now eating like some turkey meatloaf and some string beans and drinking one of these. And like you feel it. You feel that shit on your body just in a way different capacity. Like the other day, they all went to Burger King and McDonald's and shit. And I was saying to myself, like, damn, I ain't been to Burger King in a minute.
You can't even get nothing out of that motherfucker. You can't even try to make a semi-healthy meal out of that.
And it's just like, yo, I really haven't been to Burger King in forever. And it was a point where I literally, since we talking about it, let's go into it, the nutrition shit. you stop eating certain foods, you go to the bathroom different, you breathe different, you sleep different. You don't think it plays that big of a deal,
And
but
it does.
that shit really does. And we was talking about the kids the other day, and just, my grandfather recently passed away. We went to the funeral. Funeral was this past Saturday. He'd have been 99, and he lived that long, 100 years almost, smoking cigarettes, drinking. He was drinking corn liquor last time we was all over there a couple weeks ago. I can't even drink corn liquor now.
I could never drink corn liquor.
Yo, eating pork, eating beef, fried food. But me and Ma was talking about the food back then and the things that they did, they weren't created the way it is now. You know what I mean? Cigarettes were different, soda was different, and shit, even the what they call it, the stuff, the steroids and all that get pumped into the animals now, the cows and the pigs and all of that craziness. They didn't have all of that in the animals back in the day. And then the fast food, McDonald's and all, even that was prepared different than the way it is now. And it wasn't as rampant as it is. Back in the day, to eat fast food was once in it was just it was
now motherfuckers is raised on fast food.
I was about to say
3-4 times a day.
That's what we was talking about. It's kids out here where you figure you got 21 meals in a week if you eat 3 a day. It's kids where out of the 21 meals for the week, 12 of them might be fast food.
Shit, number one, they ain't getting the 21 meals. Let's start there.
Yeah,
they might
could
be
go
getting
there.
10, 11 meals if they lucky.
You'd be surprised how many parents actually stop what they're doing and prepare food for their children.
It's far and few between.
Often.
Yeah.
So it's it's a lot of kids that are just getting raised on nuggets.
Yeah.
And that shit eventually, you'd see it cancer is running rampant.
Yeah, because it's in everything. It's in the fucking food. It's in the air. It's in fucking everything. We've basically given, because we've adopted this principle of eating so horribly, we've given these big companies basically the right to give us fucking cancer. They say that I was reading some news story probably 2 weeks ago. They were saying these big major meat producing companies say 60% of the fucking pork that they come across has some form of cancer in it. You know what they do? They just cut the shit out.
Cut it out.
Cut the shit out, clean it up, and then fucking repackage it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy. But you got to look at the way it's it's just not enough chickens. It's just not enough cows. It's they have to mass produce, and they literally are breeding animals just for slaughter.
Yep.
And when you're doing that, you're trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, because it's an assembly line.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to keep the machine.
Whereas
turning.
my grandpa, they down south in the country in the 20s, they have that shit on. They have animals on their farms and shit. It's just a different ball game. Whereas now, and it's even the fast food, that shit don't taste different to you from back in the day. I'm talking about 95 to now.
Completely different.
It tastes way different than the way it used to.
It's engineered.
Exactly. It's
tastes the
Good
same.
Burger and Mondo Burger. That's how that shit be coming off. And I look at just fat, KFC when we were young tasted way different. Popeyes used to taste way, a lot of the shit that goes on that gets thrown out there in the world, it just had a way different taste than it does now. And now that I went months without eating, I tasted some fries the other day and I just was Jones not good, yo.
Yeah.
I'd rather go home, cut up a potato, and fry them
I had some
myself.
horrible fries the other day. I'm just why am I subjecting myself to this? McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
I'm let me get the small. I'm trying to mitigate the horribleness. I'm yo.
Word of the week is mitigate.
Yeah, let me get a small fry.
Right.
And
That's how I be. Let me
get I gotta taste the fucking potato. I gotta see what's up with the potatoes today.
Right.
I gotta see what's going on. But let me get a small one just so I can mitigate the bullshit. And it's I instantly regretted this shit. So after I finished the fries, now I'm ready to throw the fuck up. But I'm just man, I just had to see what the fries were.
I was standing in McDonald's the other day and I was watching the lady put the salt on the fries. And I'm just
my chest.
Yo, what do you say on, don't nobody want that salt in potato salad, Willie? That's how I'm standing there
chest.
Yo, lady, why? she's doing this.
Going to town.
Over the, it's just, that's a lot of fucking salt, lady. And call me crazy, I feel like they cum salted already, out the brown paper.
And the oil got salt in it on top of that. You don't have to resalt these Jones, bro.
The lady was I was yeah, that's a lot of salt. And she was well, that's the way people want them. I'm no, they don't.
Nobody asked for this.
So I was you can take them Jones out of the grease and pour them into that thing, and it's enough salt in that
leftover salt
for the next
from the last
19 batches of fries, yo. There's enough salt in there already. You don't need to put more salt on that. And I'm just like, that shit is like, but they say that the salty fries is what makes you drink soda.
Right.
Like it makes you drink. So that's why you look, somebody have a large fry and a fucking oil drum of soda, and it kind of go hand in hand, and it's like subconscious. But
and on top of that, the fact that I learned this shit in fucking college health, that any type of carbonated soda is a multiplier. So if it's brown,
brown soda's like a 3 times.
yeah, 2.5, 3 times is off rip. Like, it's bad enough you drink a motherfucking Sprite, let alone you drink a fucking Coke or a Pepsi or RC Cola or a root beer or some shit like that. Just go ahead and take your 2,000 calories and quadruple it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that shit the other day. It's like, yo, like I watched I was sitting at the light at 29th and Girard. It's a poppy store right there on the corner. Friday night, the dude was coming out of there. He had like 5 kids with him, a bunch of kids and shit, and he had 2 like bags, and they had platters in them.
Yeah.
Like everybody Friday night, everybody get a platter, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, like, everybody get a platter. Platters probably all got a 5 on them. You have $5 platter and shit. Like, you just spent $30 on platters, $35 with drinks on a meal, nuggets and chicken tenders, whatever the fuck they eat and whatever. And I'm like, you could have took that $35 and went to the market. You could have took that $35 and went to Sam's Club.
Yeah,
and
could have got food for the whole weekend.
You could have had like multiple meals, like actual nourishing, fulfilling protein, calcium, all your different vitamin meals.
You know what part of it is, though? We've moved to a just-in-time society. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like manufacturing principles. Just-in-time is basically like meaning like on an assembly line. Like, when you need more shit, that's when we produce it. Like, now. Like, we're not building for the future because we don't know if we're going to sell this shit. So when we need more orders, that's when we make more orders. So it's like people have adopted that principle in every aspect of their life, where it's like a motherfucker don't know that they car fucking up and they need to get a new car, but they don't deal with it until the car die on them.
Right.
A motherfucker know, like, at some point today, I'm gonna need to eat 3 different times. So instead of meal prepping or having food or whatever in the house, they just go to a food truck or go to McDonald's or Burger King, whatever, and just buy something because I'm hungry right now. I need to eat right now. I don't have time to prepare this food. Or they just failed to prepare the food, so now they gotta eat right now. It's dire. So we've moved to like a just-in-time fucking manufacturing on every aspect of our life, and that's not the way you're supposed to treat what you're ingesting into your body.
Yeah, but that's the reason why you watch Burger King and Wendy's and Checkers and everybody, they have these 2 for wars, I call them, where it's like 2 for $7. No, we got 2 for $6. No, we got 2 for $5. No, we got 2 for $4.
No, we got 4 for $4.
Yeah, we got 4 for $5. We got 5 for $4. We got 3 for every fucking day. It's a new joint, and it's like they're just playing off of that, basically. Yeah. That mentality.
You
like,
gotta eat right now.
We know you niggas ain't gonna cook. Come get this shit.
Yeah.
You get a cookie with this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. And motherfuckers be ready to... Wawa got 2 for this, 4 for this, 5 for this.
You don't need the first whatever, and they gonna make you buy 2 now because you feel like it's a fucking sale.
And I look back on, like, I was saying it to Maul the other day, I could really go into McDonald's, get the Big Macs was 2 for $5. I could get 2 Big Macs, a large fry, 2 apple pies, and a large soda, and knock that out and keep going down the street.
Right.
I'm driving to 27 with a Big Mac and a tuck over there. Like, I couldn't even imagine doing that shit at this point. But that was the reality, and especially when you do a job like that where you just driving, you get to and I remember Lee would always be like, you don't want to take none to work? You don't want, and I'd be like, nah, I'll get something there.
Yeah, what you gonna eat? Bullshit.
It's a poppy store down the street, Chinese store across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even walking down there. We got a little gopher in the depot. He go get food and
go
shit.
get everybody.
Go get this. You go pick this.
Let me get a
shit
number
up.
34.
Real talk.
The fuck is a 34? Let me get 2 7s, 2 number 10s, nigga. Let me get 34.
Real shit. But once you stop eating it and you really, really see it for what it's worth, and you just
won't miss the shit, man.
Dog, I went, I told you, the Chinese store across the street from my depot, I went in there to buy gum. And I'm just looking at the back. Like, it's motherfuckers, little niggas all in there with their hoodies on, with their hands in it, because ain't no heat on in the fucking store and shit. The nigga back there, he cooking, he got a fucking apron on over a Woolridge, because ain't even no heat back there. He got on a Woolridge and sandals on the motherfucking walk, just getting busy.
Like, it's no way this shit can be good for me.
No way.
No way.
This shit can be good for you.
Look at the conditions with which it's being prepared. I should not be subjecting myself to this shit.
I'm like, the nigga got on light up sandals with a Woolridge
in an apron.
cooking. He got the wok going ham. And they all standing around. It's just Friday night. They just all standing around waiting for they Friday night dinner. Like, y'all crazy. Like, it's better than this, yo. It gets better than this. But you got to be able to go. You got to be willing to go. Like, it's funny. All the people at my job, they be like making jokes now because I come in with a lunch bag. They be like, "Oh, you serious?" And I'll be like,
"Yeah, I want to live, motherfucker."
Yeah, motherfucker, this shit ain't jokes. Like, what would you say? The best that shit that this ain't joke shit is funny. Like, no, this shit ain't jokes. It's like you gotta kind of take what you're eating and what you're putting into your body.
You had to take that shit extremely serious.
I ain't even say you gotta take it extremely serious because you see, I'll eat some snacks and shit, but it's like you can't just. I know firsthand. You eat bullshit every day and become inactive to where you're not burning off calories. You're just literally going to work, coming home, chilling on the couch, chilling in the whatever the fuck you doing.
That shit will come back to haunt you.
That shit, fuck the weight. Your blood pressure will be fucked up. You will develop all kinds of cancer, sleep apnea, motherfucking diabetes, all of that shit. Like, I'm telling you, my shit was fucked up. And I'm not saying I'm good, but nigga, I was on blood pressure medicine. I was 30 years old. That shit is not a joke. Yeah. I was really on blood pressure medicine. I haven't taken blood pressure medicine in 7 months. I went to the doctor the other day. My blood pressure was 120/81. Like, my blood pressure is perfect. Yeah. I don't take medicine anymore. I don't have sleep apnea. I sleep through, like, my alarm wakes me the fuck up. The pre-diabetic, they made me go do another echocardiogram because the cardiomyopathy. Yeah. The doctor came and was like, your echo is reading off good. So my issue I was having with my heart not functioning right, that shit is gone. He was like, literally, you've lost 160 pounds and you've lost so much just stress on your body. And it's just, he's like, the turnaround is just like remarkable. So it's like my blood pressure, the diabetes is out the window, the sleep apnea is gone, the cardiomyopathy is gone, like my echo is reading good. It's like, people don't even dig. A lot of those issues come just from eating terrible. Right. Nothing more, nothing less. Just eating badass food. You can be smaller than you and still get. Dame Dash has diabetes. Dame a skinny nigga. You keep eating a bunch of salt, a bunch of sugar, drinking sodas, all goddamn, you will develop diabetes, though.
Definitely.
So it's like, I definitely want to have a health journey where we get a couple people up here who actually know health. That's another thing, too. Having guests on the show now, if you claim to have a degree, you will need to bring it like a job interview.
You have to present
you
said
will have
degree.
To bring that thing with you.
We might have to do pre-screening.
Yeah, real talk.
We had to call your fucking governing bodies.
We need three. We need three motherfucking what they call it references, so we can call around, make sure you as you say.
You know this crazy nigga. I got this crazy nigga coming on my podcast. You know this motherfucker. He's telling me he's a health specialist. Yeah. I need to know who specialized him.
Yeah, man. But that health shit is real. So definitely pay attention. I don't even know how we got on that, but that was good. Let's talk about Tekashi, man.
Oh man.
I guess we calling him Tekashi again. Tekashi's finished.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. And the thing is, man,
it's sad. I saw the joint with his baby mom talking. It's like, damn. Because in a weird way, I thought he was going to be able to wiggle his way out of this. I knew he wasn't getting out of it.
Once they start hitting it with the wiretap joint where they was like he was never in a gang and this, and I'm like, if he got a good lawyer, he got an angle. Yeah, you got at least got a fighting chance. But I guess they went to present their case and then the feds presented their shit and he was like, oh wait a minute, This motherfucker's trying to kill me. They fucking on my baby mom. Mm-hmm. They robbing me. Let's not forget that's what started all of this. The fact that they was fucking robbing me blind, right, taking half of my money before I even seen this shit. And he just in a bad way, man. And he told everything. Yeah. He in open court, he told everything. He apologized to the court. He said that they was shooting motherfuckers, extorting people. They put hits on people. They did hits on people. Mm-hmm. Drug dealing. He said he sold a brick of heroin in Bushwick, Brooklyn to somebody. A brick of heroin in New York City. What? Like, they were literally doing anything. And it just, his admissions just basically let you know these guys were everything that we thought they were and more. They were worse. Yeah. Like, this was a real criminal organization. They were doing everything. Yeah. It's like whatever you thought they was doing and add 50 more things to it, and that's what the fuck they was actually doing. So these motherfuckers are not only doing crime and rapping and having him rap about the shit.
Yeah.
The shit that they're not rapping about is even more sinister than what they're publicizing.
Yeah, man.
And it's just like a crazy, crazy situation. And it's like, yo, the Fed system is so backed up with cases and shit like that because they processing RICOs like it's going out of style.
Right.
So the shit's so backed up, he still don't go to sentencing until next year.
Right.
So he went from a September sentencing, a trial starting date, to a January 23rd, 2020 sentencing date. And they said, this is poetic justice. It said he's facing 47 years in jail. If he did all 47, he'll be 69 years old when he comes home.
Damn. I didn't even think about
Talk
that.
about poetic justice. So, Shotty, Mel Murder.
So wait, he's facing 47 after telling?
After telling.
God damn, what was he facing before telling?
20-something. Because now he's brought forth more charges. So the way the feds work is when you cooperate, they say you got to tell us everything, because if we find out anything, we gonna rip your fucking deal up. So the charges that he has now, that he's put on himself, basically because he told on himself and them, carries the weight of 47 years. He's not gonna do 47.
Yeah, we know that.
But that's the weight that it carries. Like the brick of heroin alone is like life, based off of New York state law and the federal statute in terms of dealing heroin in this type of fucking environment.
On Facebook, they caught somebody with 4 kilos of fentanyl.
Oh,
it has
my
a
God.
street value of $10 million. Apparently, a brick of fentanyl is $2.5 million. And the caption said, I don't know who they caught with it, but he's getting electrocuted. I was cracking the fuck up.
Like, that shit is serious,
Like 4
man.
bricks of fentanyl, they giving you the death chamber.
That Fetty Wap ain't no joke, man. That shit is a whole different thing, because it's a synthetic drug. It's like fucking crank and crystal meth back in the 90s. It's like, it's that sort of a deal. But yeah, so I mean, he's in a bad way. But the saddest part is, he really had nowhere else to turn to. Like, I don't condone snitching at all, but he was either get murdered, try to go on some all-out assault against these guys and fucking murder them, or tell. Like, those were his only choices, because it's like, this is a mob. This is a gang, a real gang. 10 more people outside of the original 8 just got indicted because of what he said. They were a real gang out here doing gang activity, like real mob shit. And they were going to kill him. They were going to kill him, leave it up to chance, throw him in the fucking Hudson or whatever the fuck they was going to do, and just deal with the consequences later. Like, they were going to execute their fucking plan. And he literally had nobody else to turn to, because once you go on the Breakfast Club on that Friday and then you do that interview and then you let it be known you have all these problems with these guys, the feds immediately he didn't even have no time. They came on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the time. Like, he gonna tell, because he know that they doing up, but they don't know about this shit. They don't know that Shotty's fucking his baby mom. He don't know that this other shit that's going on. They don't know that they gonna try to reroute this, that, and box him in here and murder him. He don't know this shit. He know that they mad at him. He don't know that they want to murder him. And that the fix has been in for months. And the minute that he decided that he wasn't fucking with them no more, they was gonna kill his ass.
Right.
So the feds played it perfectly, man. Like, it's like, this is why, they have a 98% conviction rate.
What do you project him getting?
He's probably gonna do somewhere between like 7 to 13 years. They're going to find some way to give him a suspended sentence. He's going to have to testify in open court against these guys. And then they're going to get some sort of downward reduction and all that shit. He don't have no history of federal charges. So that in itself, like, he's not a first-time offender, but he's a first-time federal offender. Yeah. So there's certain safety.
Because that's what I was thinking, like, Shotty's fucked.
Shotty's done.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to lock up Shotty in Antarctica somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fucking menace to society, apparently. Like, we're never going to see him, Mel Matrix, some other guy that they said was like a big figure that just got locked. We're never going to see these guys again. They're going under the jail. Like, wherever the fuck they locking up El Chapo at, they're going to put them under that shit. Like, we're never going to see these motherfuckers again, because nobody even cares about them. Like, y'all are like a blip on the radar, and y'all cause so much havoc over a 3-year period. It's just like, Get y'all the fuck out of here.
I think this is it just. I didn't want to cut you off from you saying what you thought he was going to get, but I think it just goes to show just how rampant that gang shit is running in New York. Like in the last 4 years, we've had 2 outstanding young rappers fall at the hands of them being gang related in New York City. Like and they was cool. Like
Bobby and Rowdy and all them GS9.
Bobby is on 6ix9ine album.
Yeah.
Rapping from jail. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby will be home like
Bobby come home in 20.
Yeah, next year. So it's just like it just lets you know that like they're like New York City is fighting back in a way that no other city has fought back on that gang shit. They're not playing that shit.
Right.
Like you want to start a little gang, you want to do we're getting you the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Every single one that popped up, Sex Money Murder from fucking Highbridge, you're out of here. You're done. Bang Bang Boogie, all of y'all niggas, you're done. GS9, Cripset, you're done. Treyway, you're done. Like, we're not playing that shit. Like, y'all gonna pop up, y'all gonna have y'all little whatever. Y'all gonna go be jail legends. Y'all not gonna be street legends, though, because we getting y'all niggas the fuck out of here. Yeah. And they giving the gang leaders such ridiculous, like, amounts of time. It was the guy named from the fucking Pink Houses. Oh my God. Rod Diggs.
Okay,
guy from New York, Rod Diggs. He was connected with Uncle Murder and all them. You start seeing that blood shit creeping up and all this like 5-6 years ago. They got Rod Diggs the fuck out of here. Because not only was Rod Diggs talking that gang shit, he was talking that community growth and development, that Larry Hoover shit. Oh, you gotta go, nigga. Yeah. They gave him 100 years. You're never coming home, Rod Diggs. See ya. So it's like every time these little, so you see somebody like him, an inspirational figure, get locked up, then you see then you see GS9, the Crip set. Now because all the Bloods is off. We swept all the Bloods up, so now the Crip set pop up. Then, what's this? Then they get swept up. Now Treyway 2 years later, and it's just like, yo, you just keep seeing this shit over and over and over and over again, man. And these guys is like not learning their lessons. New York City is not playing with y'all with this shit, and y'all keep playing games.
Shit, it's like niggas with the guns in New York. Like Joel's about to go do 23 months for that dumbass. It's like you would think after like Lil Wayne, after fucking Plex,
Plexico,
like after all these different, like if you have a hammer in New York, you're going to jail. We don't give a fuck who you are.
You're going.
Weezy in his height couldn't wiggle out of jail.
They said, "Who's Lil Wayne? Lock him up. It's his gun."
Plex shot himself.
A nigga on Lil Wayne bus like, "No, that's my John." They like, "Man, shut up, man. Lock Lil Wayne up." You going. Like, it's like motherfuckers just don't get it, man. Like, New York is prosecuting cases harder than anybody. Bobby and them don't even have a federal case. Yeah. They got a local a local task force fucking indictment from the state of New York.
Real shit.
And they all sitting on fucking Clinton somewhere where Sean was locked up at. Yeah. Like, Clinton, this shit is crazy.
Yeah. It's sad because it's like he really was talented. And, 2019 is weird. You see the impossible all the time. It's like, but he could get back to being like a young little star, but
hey, I mean he gonna do somewhere between like his sentencing is going to be extremely lenient compared to what he's on the docket for. So you're gonna be looking at somewhere between like 7 to 13 years, 7 and a half to 15, somewhere like that. He probably gonna do like 5-6 years. Like if he goes full out with the cooperation, which he has no choice at this point. Like you already testified in open court anyway. And
my thing is though, it's like. He tells, then what? Like, are they gonna have him?
They gotta go to move to motherfucking Montana, Idaho somewhere. It's over. His rap career is over.
That's what I was talking about. Like, even with him doing jail, what did they put him in like a witness?
They gonna put him in like a minimum security joint somewhere because it's the feds. They can put you wherever they want to.
But it's like you can't really like he has a huge 6'9" on his forehead.
Hey man, he had to like face off, dog. He had to get fucking face transplant or something. All that shit.
And then like even when he gets out of jail, it's like. You're not hiding nowhere.
They're gonna have to put him somewhere where TMZ don't travel to, North Dakota, South Dakota. He see you later. Like it's over.
That testifying shit is crazy, man.
It's over, man. His life is over.
I was watching Goodfellas the other day, and then
I watched Goodfellas recently.
Yeah, too. And I was watching that, and then the way it ends, where he testified, and he went to move like to wherever the fuck he was at, Omaha, I think they put him at. And I was reading the actual story, and it's just like, yeah, like you get that ingratiated into whatever gang or whatever organized crime situation you're dealing with. You get into some trouble, and you testify. It's like. You have a wife, you have children, you have parents, you have brothers and sisters, and it's like, what happens to them?
Can't outrun that shit.
You know what I mean? Like,
everybody knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'd be situations where it'll be like a third cousin of somebody you told on that'll see your aunt somewhere and blow her fucking brains out. Like, that shit don't just stop with you. And that's what people don't realize. And the thing is, with Danny, it's like, yo, they knew he wasn't a gangster from the beginning. He knew he wasn't a gangster. But what he knew was, I don't want to live an average life. I want to be rich and famous and blah, blah, blah. And this is a mechanism to get me where I'm going. And he tried to outrun his past. And your past, very rarely does your past not catch up to you. Right. You have a select few people, Jay-Z, he might be the only fucking one. Like, he might be, it's 50. Like 50. Like, where your past, you can outrun your past.
The thing is, a lot of these, it's in rap, a lot of these pasts are fabricated. So when a motherfucker, like Beans has a past, or like you said, 50, or Jay-Z, or Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying?
That
like,
shit will catch up
they
to you.
have real past, but then it's like, you know, like Jada all the time says it, like, I never went to jail. Like, I never, you know, like, so it's like a lot of them know where it's like they don't have that. So, yeah, to like, Jay apparently is like, you know, I still don't know about the 92, but, you know.
He did something.
He did something, you know what I mean?
I seen pictures of him recently in Trenton in like 87, hustling out somebody's crib, with picture with somebody's aunt, and like he was the real deal. He was doing something.
You know 50 was really, really on it. You know Eazy-E apparently was like really, like they all talk about that. Like, E was like the man.
But you can't outrun your past. You see Suge Knight, like all of the fucking dust he kicked up and all that shit will catch up to you.
When you get to the point where you're just doing dumb shit, it's just like, you know, like Rob was saying it the other day, like, because it was funny, we was in a casino and Rob was talking about, like, people think, like, they see you on something or doing something, they think it's the greatest thing ever, not realizing what's going on behind the scenes, because he was talking about the whole Rock Nation shit, and I'm just like, dog, like, think about it, if your man tell you in 93, I got a job at Death Row, you like, oh shit,
it's lit.
You lit. You don't know he's probably getting peed on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
getting the shit smacked out of you every time you clock in.
Exactly. So it's like, when they get to those points or those heights, like Puff, like you can't just run around with the Crips. We get it. You pay them for protection when you're on the West Coast and this and that, but these is active Crips. These niggas get into dumb shit. So when these niggas get into a situation where Pac is kicking a Crip in the face in a hotel lobby, it's like,
body's gonna drop.
Body's gonna fall, nigga. Like, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's like Suge's Pyru affiliation and Puff's Southside affiliation is what ultimately led to
that shit came
Big
to
and
a
Pac.
head.
And it's just like, when you get to where you're actively doing too much silly shit, things are just gonna fall a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like Beans got off very lucky. Like for them couple years where he was just like completely out of control.
Bunch of skid bids. Year and a day, shit like that. He got off extremely. Like, he could have been doing life right now.
Beans could have dead ass been doing an L. Like, real talk. You get to where you wilding like that. This is different than just having a hammer in a club or, getting into a scuffle at the airport or like, you did what? Like,
you shot a nigga in the chest at the ponytail?
Like when you get to where you just, like, even if you, I don't know if you ever remember MTV Diary.
Of course.
Jay-Z had an MTV Diary, and Beans was on that. He jumped over the wall in the club, and you could see the look in Jay's face. Like, Jay was like scared because it's like, I can't control this.
This is too real.
Like, we in the club, and the rappers go through that. You go out, motherfucker might say something, antagonize you, and normally it's just the security step in, handle that. Right. Y'all keep moving y'all own way. He's seen Beans react to where it's like Beans is in front of the security. Jay looking like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, so like you living like that, eventually, it's just gonna happen.
Real
you know what I mean? And it's sad though, because I really did like 6ix9ine. Like, I enjoyed him, his personality, the way he trolled everyone was genius. And
it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Sad reality.
I mean, in all reality, we're never going to see him again. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been words of Big Meats is death before dishonor. You told, and the life that he chose as a gang member and all of the bullshit that came along with it, it was really like, is kill or be killed. Like, and you decided that you was going to cooperate with authorities and throw your gang under the bus. And, you know, rightfully so, because these guys were going to murder you, but in your bylaws of you being a fucking...
That's what I was going to ask. Where are you at with the... Because I saw, like, a lot of motherfuckers giving a little synopsis the other day. Because people were... You know, it's funny. Like, I'm not on social media, but I'm connected. I'm connected to social media. Because people send me so much shit. So I saw a post where, you know, dudes who just, like, motherfuckers who work at the cable company was like, oh, you don't have a rat with the rat emojis and all this whole extra shit. And it's just like...
He was boxed into a corner.
I'm not a tattletale. I'm not about to say I'm no rat because I've had a situation where I didn't tell, but it's like I'm not no fucking gang leader or chief or none of this whole extra shit. So I'm not about to play like I'm this crazy thorough. Like they could try to hit me with 50 years, nigga. I ain't about to do that shit.
Yeah.
But it's just what in that situation where it's like they got you covered. Like I play poker, dog. Sometimes you just gotta fold. It hurts.
His only other choice was to basically like take what the better part of that 1.7 million or whatever the fuck he had left and just put money on everybody's head. That was his only other choice because they are an army. Like you seen as soon as he got locked up, it was like, oh shit, like. We got to get this kid the fuck. They're going to murder this kid. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in lockup. That's just in processing. You might be stuck in processing in a federal facility for 3 months, 4 months. Like, because they waiting on discovery and evidence and this, that, and the third. So it's just like, they're going to murder this kid. We got to get him the fuck out of here. So that's why I said before, like, I was like, even if he's not snitching, they got to move him because it's all of them against one of him.
Right.
Fucking 5'3", 126 pounds. Like, they're gonna kill this kid,
right?
Like and deal with whatever comes with that. They didn't care. These niggas is psychopaths. So it's like his only other choice, other than trying to like go head up with them by putting money on their head, whatever. And he didn't have enough money to fund a war against a gang by no means. Was basically like he had to fucking tell. Like I don't support it, but given his circumstances. They're robbing you already. They taking your money. That's what started the whole shit. There was a fucking shooting that took place in a restaurant, in a popular restaurant in New York City, where Shotty and them showed up to a labeled dinner that they was not invited to, and one of 6ix9ine security had to clap one of them niggas. Yeah. So that was that. So you already drew blood. So it's like the same thing like how with Puffy and Suge, where Suge best friend got smoked in Atlanta. Now it's on. Like it's a fluid situation. It's on and popping.
Now we peeing on everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So you've already shed blood. On top of them plotting to murder you.
He was really peeing on people.
Like
it's just never that funny.
On top of them plotting to murder you, Shotty and or somebody else in the crew is fucking your kid's mother.
I was going to say, what happens to her now?
Oh, she finished. She's probably part of the genesis that started all of this shit because she telling them this and telling him that, and you need these niggas ain't for you. Yeah, you know you fucking them. You right. They not for me. You know because you fucking these motherfuckers.
Right.
So it's just a bad situation all the way around, man. He really had no other choice, man. And I don't support his decision to tell, but I understand the why of it all. He was backed into a rabbit hole. Like he didn't have nowhere else to go. These are not your friends. These guys are going to murder you. They're on tape saying we're going to super violate you. We're going to murder you. We need to meet up to discuss murdering you. There's audio of them saying, yo, we need to stop talking about this shit on the phone. We need to meet up and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
So we need to meet up and plan his murder out. What the fuck was he supposed to do?
Sad situation, man.
They're more out of pocket for putting him in that position to be a gang member than he is for telling on them. Yeah. Y'all knew what he was and what he wasn't when y'all met this kid. Yeah. and niggas are so stupid. They always commingle everything and make everything under one umbrella. You supposed to keep him if he the cash cow, you supposed to keep him away from the nonsense.
Yeah.
You supposed to keep him close enough to where he's protected, but keep him away from the nonsense. So when y'all going and running down on niggas,
y'all shouldn't have
him present.
Right.
Y'all should probably tell him, you probably should leave Casanova alone because we're gonna move out and you're not. Leave him alone. Don't do that. Don't put us in a position where we gotta go do gangster shit on your non-gangster ass behalf. Nobody's not being the big homie in this scenario. It's just whatever. It's just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. It's consequences to that shit, man. And they all paying the price for it now. So now, Shotty, you got to go to Antarctica. Mel Matrix, you got to go to fucking Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, they shipping y'all all over the place. Like, they're not putting y'all all in the same jail by no means. We're never going to see y'all again. They're all getting 60 years. Like, we're never going to see these guys again. It's over.
That shit seems scary, bro. Like, for them to just rip up your fucking whole little set, like, like, I'm not about to see none of my folks anymore.
In 3 months, they just cleaned up a whole gang that was causing hell on the streets of New York. They're all gone. It's over.
Yeah.
There will be no memory of Treyway.
It's like GS9. Like, that song.
It's worse.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that song where Bobby was saying, all of that shit was, like, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
the one kid got 93 years.
93. I don't even want to hear that. Just say life.
The deal was like, yo, just sign the deal and we'll give you 20. No, fuck all that. That's right. That's like ratting. I ain't cooperating with y'all. All right, cool. 93 years on a state case. How much havoc did he cause to get 93 fucking years?
Crazy part is a lot of it don't even be like the havoc. It just be the day-to-day goings on of you being a part of this type dumbass shit.
Yeah, I'm walking down the street. I was going to the Poppy store to get a $5 platter, a fucking chopped cheese, and then I seen the ops, and then they shot at me, and then I shot back. It's like regular shit.
Yeah.
Like they were just doing regular everyday shit, but tagging niggas in the process.
Yeah.
Regular everyday shit. Now, Treyway, on the other hand, they was going out looking for smoke.
Yeah.
They was on minutes time.
Yeah.
Who can we rob today?
Yeah.
Rent due.
Never mind the fact that 6ix9ine getting 110 a show.
Nah, fuck all that.
Let's go rob
We
somebody.
gonna go rob some niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just said some shit on the internet. And it's like, it's just so out of this world, man. Like,
it's a sad situation.
Went to the east side, spanked out Juju. Lucky I ain't having them. I was gonna shoot you. Like, this shit was really happening.
Yeah. Sad situation, man.
R.I.P. Treyway.
Yeah.
It's over.
We'll see what happens. We'll keep y'all updated. We talk about 6ix9ine. Hey, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
It is. We're here a little earlier than normal. We're respecting the Super Bowl. It is what it is.
Who do you like tonight?
I like the Rams.
Do you really?
Yes.
Ross,
it's hard to bet against Brady, but I like the Rams.
Ross said yesterday he's going with the Rams, and I want to see the Pats win. I know that might sound bad or whatever, but I just fucks with Thomas. So
I respect them immensely.
The line is at 3, I think. The Rams is +3, I think.
Okay.
It's been at 2 all week.
Has it? I think it jumped though yesterday.
Yeah, it might jump yesterday, but
think
it's
it
been
jumped.
2.
But I think it's at +3 for the Rams. They're in a dome, so it's like both of them are outdoor teams, so it's not really a favorite thing there. I feel like it's last year. The Rams on paper have a better team.
And a decidedly better team.
And the only place that the Patriots are better is quarterback and tight end.
Yeah.
And it's the same shit as last year. Yeah. And somehow the Patriots go into these games where they have a line that's not better, a defensive line that's not better, excuse me, a running back that's not better, even a defensive back setting that's not better. And somehow just the quarterback being better on paper.
Well, and, arguably the greatest head coach of all time helps also.
Belichick is I don't think he's the greatest.
He's one of.
He's one of.
He's at least top 4, top 5.
No, he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know.
And he's probably the best defensive game strategist.
You figure Belichick came from the what's it called tree?
Parcells.
So it's like Parcells, Holmgren, Andy Reid, and all them fall under that.
Yeah.
So it's like it's dudes that's up there. But yeah, Belichick of this era, he's easily. But I don't know. I'll tell you this, I'm not really hyped for it.
I don't particularly care one way or another.
You know, I'm not really like over the top. Like I got to see the Super Bowl.
It would be cool to see the Rams win it in an era where it's like, you know, the Patriots are like a mainstay. They go to the Super Bowl every fucking year. So it's like, it would be cool to see the Rams win it with like a paid for, pieced together team that came together and actually got the shit right. It's almost kind of like how NBA teams are put together in the NFL, and to see them go all the way with it would be dope to me.
I'm gonna tell you why I want the Patriots to win, because they really, really like people threw the Patriots out. In like week 7 of this year, they threw them in the trash can. Yeah. It was like, oh, Tom's about to be done. This is Gronk's last year.
They did that in 2013.
But this year was ridiculous. Yeah. It was like they're done. I even said it. I'm like, yeah, the Patriots, they're over. Like they can't sustain that shit anymore. So it's about to be a wrap for them.
Yeah.
And it just like every week it seemed like they got better. Like they just got better every fucking week, to the point where the season ended and they had the best record in the AFC. And I'm just like, how? And then the first round they had to bye the first round, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They played the Chargers. And
everybody picked the Chargers?
No. They didn't play the Chargers first, did they? Yeah, they played the Chargers.
Yeah.
And
Chargers and Chiefs.
Everybody was like, yo, the Chargers, man, this Phillip Rivers' last chance and this, that, and the third. Brady went out there and got it the fuck done.
Smoked.
Then they go to smoke them. Then they go to Kansas City, and everybody like, man, even me, I'm like, yo, this Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes coming off the MVP year. And that last couple minutes and that overtime, that shit was nuts. You know what I'm saying?
They got to change the overtime rules, especially for playoff football. It's no way in hell that a team as talented as Kansas City should be subjected to losing a championship game because of a coin flip. Because once Tom Brady gets the ball, you know it's over. They got to adjust that rule. I mean, even if you just shorten it, play a 10-minute overtime period, whatever.
And give both teams a possession?
Yeah, you got to do something. But to lose a game like that when you played out of your mind the whole season and then that's the end of your season.
I'll give you that now, because it is kind of crazy to think that Patrick Mahomes and him didn't even get a shot.
He didn't touch the ball.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. I'll give you that.
You've been the best player in the NFL all season, and you don't even touch the rock and you lose?
50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It is just over? Like, it's all right, cool. See you next season. No.
But the overtime used to be first one to score.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah, now
it's the first touchdown.
Now it's the first touchdown. So you could kick, if you kicked the field goal years ago, that shit is a wrap. Now you kick a field goal, y'all get it back. Y'all get a shot. So I can understand.
I just think they should just play a 10-minute overtime period and just play the timeout. Like just play another period. Fuck it. Instead of sudden death,
do it like soccer. You don't know how many minutes coming on the joint until you look at it. That should be at 90. They be looking like +4. All right, fuck it. We got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll give you that. I definitely, I can understand that one. I just think, I mean,
I'm cool. Whoever wins today, I'm cool with it either way. Tom Brady is the fucking greatest. I have a crazy amount of respect for that man. He works harder than fucking anybody and everybody. We've never seen a quarterback play this elite into his 40s.
Dog, you seen the other day when they asked him, would this be his last game? They they did a media week or whatever, and the guy was like, Tom, everybody's thinking about it, like, win or lose, is this your last game? He's like, fuck no. Like, where's the next question?
I'm a fucking man. Hell no.
Fuck no, I ain't leaving. You crazy? Like, yeah, it's like, why would you? Like, it don't matter who you put out there.
He's still one of the 4 or 5 best quarterbacks in the league.
And if he not getting hit, I'm taking Tom's own arm over a lot of these other fucking dudes that's going on out here. Like, I'd take Tom over Carson Wentz in a fucking heartbeat. And that's not even hating. It just is what it is.
And I love Carson Wentz.
I'd take him over Dak. I'd take him over motherfucking... It's like 2 quarterbacks who I'd rather have over Tom Brady.
Mahomes and Brady. Mahomes and Rodgers.
I wasn't even going to say Mahomes. I was going to say Aaron Rodgers and
Breeze.
I was gonna say maybe Drew, because Drew at the end of the day,
I would only say Mahomes because he's so young.
yeah, but you don't know. The thing with like greatness, it's hard to sustain that shit.
Absolutely.
So Drew Brees is sustained greatness. Peyton Manning, sustained greatness. But even like Eli never really was like sustained greatness.
It was
like,
greatness in a vacuum.
it's like moments where, if you want to be all the way honest, it wasn't even Eli who did it for them.
Yeah, it was the fucking team. It was the defense.
So it's like, it's hard to just be the man for that long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, LeBron to the NBA. Like, think about it. When LeBron became the man, a lot of dudes who was the man aren't even playing anymore.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, let's keep it real. LeBron became the man in like 2007.
Yeah.
That was when he took the Cavs to the chip against the Spurs.
What was the year that he had the 28 points in the fourth quarter against Detroit?
That was 2006.
Yeah, so that's to me, that's when it like started to turn.
All right, so you look at I was looking at the 2007 All-Star roster the other day. Mehmet Okur was on that jump. Like, it's motherfuckers that's hurting sheep out here now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know where these... It's the truth. He was on the All-Star team. Now, you don't even know where these people are at. And it's like LeBron is still the best player in basketball. Like, you know, it's just crazy. So it's like being able to sustain that like Tom Brady has done, like Drew Brees has done. It's just like... Even Aaron Rodgers at times, it's like, I'd rather have Tom Brady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, because you know Tom got us. We know that.
Yeah, we know Tom ain't fucking his shit
It don't
up.
matter if he got Corey Dillon, Deion Branch, and fucking, you know, that Patriots team. It don't matter if he got fucking Wes Welker, Gronk, and Randy Moss. It don't matter if he got Amendola, Edelman. It just don't matter who he's got.
Fucking Hogan.
As weapons, he did that shit with 3 different eras of receive. He had Corey Dillon. Like, and Deion Branch got a Super Bowl MVP fucking with Tom. He had Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and young Gronk. Now he got old Gronk, Chris Hogan, Edelman, and Amendola. It don't matter who out there. We good.
We find a way.
We gonna figure this shit out. So, one last thing I wanted to tackle, man. The AD trade to the Lakers is starting to become absolutely ridiculous.
Yo, man. It's like my thing is this, right? You look at Kawhi Leonard and all the success that he's having with the Raptors. I'm even willing to throw that out because Greg Popovich wasn't really dealing with the Lakers. So let's throw him out.
Right.
Paul George looks like the 3rd or 4th best player in the NBA.
Paul George right now, like low key, Paul George is like MVP.
Yeah,
right now.
He's an MVP candidate, like a leader in the like top 3. He looks like a world beater.
And I give it to him just because he has to deal with Westbrook's goofy shit.
Every night.
Could you imagine if Westbrook actually played well and did the things he was supposed to do? Thunder would be the best team in basketball right now.
So it's like he looks like the best two-way player in the league right now and an MVP candidate. And y'all could have had him for not much more than what you offered. But your offer was so ridiculously stupid that they was like, I'm sending this nigga to OKC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you opened the door for a game-changing player to go to a conference rival because you just offer foolishness and silliness and you are overvaluing your young players and their ceiling compared to what somebody is right now. I don't think when they looked at Paul George, they didn't say he's going to get better next season and he's 3 times better than he was last year.
Right.
So it's what type of evaluation are the Lakers doing when they're offering these trade packages for all-star caliber players? It's like confusing me. I'm getting frustrated.
I'm a Lakers fan. You're a Lakers fan. We know a lot of Lakers. Are you a Lakers fan at all, T?
No.
Okay, cool. You're regular. But I don't want to sound bad, but what I think it is I don't want to diss Magic Johnson because I like Magic. But I think Magic Johnson has like a level of arrogance that he hits a lot of these things, like he hits the ground running with. Before all of this shit, I'm Magic Johnson.
He's treated like a god wherever he goes.
Yeah, so it's like he hits these Jones like, yeah, come on, man. You know,
it's Magic, baby.
Come on, baby. I give you Lonzo. I give you Kuz. You know what I'm saying? I give you draft pick. Y'all give us the 6th best player in basketball.
Like, nah.
And it's like, nah, Chief, it don't work like that. And that it's like those names who run these organizations, I didn't really like George Steinbrenner after a while. I don't really like Mark Cuban. These people who want to be like entities outside of their job and what it is.
Yeah.
Like, your job is to build a winning franchise.
Absolutely.
Period.
At all costs.
Period. It's not for you to be a superstar. It's not for you to be a name. It's not for you to be, Pat Croce standing up fucking fist pumping when AI scored. Like, no. Your shit is to build a winning fucking franchise. So you've acquired LeBron James. And let's keep it being, the Lakers got LeBron because it's Los Angeles and it's the Lakers.
Yes.
Nothing more, nothing less. LeBron wants to be in LA. He wants his kids to be in LA. That's where he said he wanted to be.
So he wanted to be on a legacy franchise because if the Clippers wasn't such a sordid, shitty franchise, he might have been a Clipper.
Real talk. Like,
Just calling it like I see it.
just is what it is. LeBron fuck around could have ended up in Boston if the weather was better. Like, real shit. So, boom, LeBron's there. Okay, you're Magic Johnson. You got LeBron. Your goal now is to say, okay, I got to bring in the second piece, whether it be Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, KD, AD, whoever the fuck it be.
Yeah.
Clay. Me personally, I think Clay is probably the third piece, but you have a chance right now. The trade deadline is Thursday.
Yes.
Anthony Davis has gone to the fucking Pelicans and said, yo, I want to trade.
Yeah.
They took him out the fucking video at the fucking beginning of the fucking game.
It's over.
The Celtics can't make a move with Kyrie until the end of the season. The trade deadline is Thursday. It's a layup for you.
It's here for you.
You have to walk in that room hat in hand
Yeah. Offer the right shit.
and say, tell us who you want and you can have them.
Yeah.
The only person you can have wears
LeBron.
number 23.
Yeah. Everybody else is up for grabs.
Whoever else you want. Because it ain't even about this season. It's about next season and the season after that and the season after that. So we can literally give you Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, and 3 first-round picks.
And Zubac.
What's up?
We can give you KCP expiring deal.
We'll bring KCP shit with. We'll bring his shit to the meeting. Y'all can have these motherfuckers. What's up? And they say, all right, you know what? Cool. We gonna take both boom, 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 and we want 3 first-round picks, and we want, 4 pounds of fucking whatever the fuck it is.
We want 4 pounds of that Louis the 13th OG we've been hearing
bring
about.
all that shit to fuck with you, and get him. Because once you got LeBron and Anthony Davis on a staff, next year Clay deal is up.
Yeah.
Yo, Clay, what's up? We got AD down low, Bron pushing the rock, and all the space you gonna want to fucking
they
shoot.
talking about Kyrie might want to come fucking play in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you have to lock down the second
you
piece.
have to.
It's like goes back to what you were saying earlier, meal prepping. You have to do this shit. You have to line it up.
You have the ingredients to cook the meal that you want.
Right.
You just have to like get in there and like chef this shit up.
Real talk.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't do this to us.
But it's like y'all throwing out Lonzo and Kuzma and a first-round pick is like, nigga, I wouldn't trade y'all.
And Lance.
I wouldn't trade y'all Stacey Augmon for this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is arguably the best big man in basketball.
And has been for some time now. He's there for the taking. He wants to come
I didn't
there.
mean to say that. I didn't mean to say arguably the best big man. I meant to say arguably one of the best players in basketball.
Yeah.
Like, Anthony Davis is low-key, like, if he not 5, he number 6.
Correct.
So,
And he ain't no lower than 6.
no. So it's like y'all literally talking about putting one in, like how the Warriors have number 2 and number 3, or number 3 and number 2 and number 4.
Yeah.
Y'all can literally go from LeBron and we don't know to having 1 and 6. Like having the best player alive and the best big man alive on the same fucking team.
And still keep McGee, and still keep Lance, and still keep Rondo, and still have a playoff Western Conference Finals level team.
Right. And then next year, that's when you go after Clay or Kyrie. Or it's a lot of motherfuckers you can go after. Shit,
I just don't understand the hesitance to like just put your best foot forward.
I want to show you a picture, yo, to just like show you just how big LeBron is.
Like in every walk of life, we're told like put your best foot forward. Holy shit!
That's how big LeBron is, yo. He made Jules look like a kid.
Yeah.
And Jules is a big motherfucker. And I was saying it, I was like, could you imagine him rumbling? He'll mop the floor with his motherfucker.
World class athlete,
Yeah,
and he
I mean,
towering over you.
Shout out Jules. But we was looking at that picture the other day when he was standing next to him on the baseline, and I'm like, yo, Jules 6'6". 300. Bron bigger than the nigga. Yeah. they're like a foot taller. That's a big ass dude.
He's an alien.
Pushing point. Like, y'all tripping.
Yeah.
I was watching the Believeland 30 for 30 today before I left out the crib, and I'm just like he really is like a phenom, like some shit you just never
seen before. Absolutely.
And the boy on there was saying it like, he's a football fan. He's like, that's his thing. He's like a football historian. And he was like, I remember being at a banquet, and there were NFL players and NBA players, whatever. And he's like, I was saying to myself, because everybody was like taking pictures and and he was like, why is everybody standing around Shannon Sharp? And he's like, as I got closer to him, was like, holy shit, that's LeBron. He's like, I thought that was a Hall of Fame tight end, but it was LeBron.
Right.
And he was like, that's how fucking big LeBron looks. Yeah. Like, just out in the world. It's like, you would think it was like Javon Curse or some shit like that.
2005 Cancun, I played fucking beach volleyball with LeBron.
Yes,
LeBron comes strolling out of the fucking hotel. We had the JW Marriott. LeBron comes strolling out the hotel and hop in the pool like, all right, we playing. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, what are you like, it's over. Like, LeBron show up for the volleyball game at the pool at the JW. It's over. Yeah. Y'all won.
You either gonna get embarrassed. Yeah, that's just
y'all
bad.
won, bruh.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? I've had like 2 LeBron encounters in my life. I met him when he was 16 also, when I was working at Total Sport in the Gallery. 2001 All-Star Weekend. He walk up, he like with a group of people, they had the gate locked, they didn't want to let him in. He like, you don't know who the fuck I am? I'm about to be the #1 pick in the draft in 2 years, blah, blah, blah. So he ended up calling somebody, he got somebody on the phone, they was like, no, let him in. And it was fucking LeBron.
That's crazy.
And this when he was like still skinny, like young LeBron.
Still huge.
Huge.
Like,
he was like 6'8" then.
Dog, there's no way he's 6'8".
Nah,
like,
he's 6'10".
Dog, the Nike Joan when he was standing next to Dirk, they the same height. Like, the fuck? But it's like, yeah, you talking about that guy with Anthony Davis, with Klay Thompson. Y'all could really run it up. Like, run it. You talk about people hating this era because the same team keep winning. Y'all could run it the fuck up.
Straight up.
But you gotta get there. Like, I like Magic. It's like I said, I don't want to diss Magic because I love Magic, but
Magic gotta cut the shit.
You gotta stop the bullshit, dog. Like, you playing.
Magic and Rob are like they're irking me. Like, they're like they are annoying for me every time.
I think Rob knows it's about to be dark for him, and you know Luke's about to be out of there too.
He about to be.
You
finished.
saw the shit that happened last night.
He said Bees had to be restrained.
Yeah. Beasley probably couldn't find his ounce and probably went to.
But see, I had a fucking ounce of gelato. It was in my locker. You the only one been back here.
Yeah,
give me my fucking smoke.
I was texting y'all yesterday during the game. I'm like, yo, Luke's like his changes sometime. It just be like, what are you doing?
He's not a head coach.
Nah.
He's an assistant.
Nah, he's definitely and it's going on, I think, for as long as it should have gone on.
So who do you think should be their coach?
Honestly, I know he won't do it because he's given up already. If they got AD and were able to somehow get Kyrie or Clay, I would love to see Mark Jackson coaching them. But I know Mark is literally, like he said already, like that Warrior shit hurt him too much.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell, like he's a grown man about his, and I respect Mark Jackson more than I do like any of these other motherfuckers. But he built that Warriors team.
Yeah.
Like, he found Harrison Barnes, Curry, Draymond. He found all of them. And they got him the fuck out of there and gave Kerr 3-4 championships. You know what I'm saying?
Also, he was the commentator for every single finals.
And I don't think Mark Jackson would come back. But I think what the Lakers need is not a Brian Shaw, not a Luke Walton, not a fucking... They need a...
What you think about Jeff Van Gundy?
That's what I was about to say. They need a Jeff Van Gundy or a Avery Johnson. They need somebody who...
I would fuck with Avery Johnson.
They need somebody who just ain't for the shit. Like, because I could see Beasley going the fuck off and Luke Walton like, yo, what's wrong? Like, what, you know, right. Like, whereas I know Avery coming out the top. Like, Avery will rumble you. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Van Gundy straight tried to rumble Zoe. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, like, you need one of them type head coaches. Like, you need a fucking, what's the one that threw the chair on the joint in college? A Bobby Knight. Like, you need one of them type. You need real shit. Like, it's the only way that shit's going to work. And that's the thing with, like, LeBron historically, he was the coach because
The coach, the GM.
he had Mike Brown, Spoelstra, shit like that. But LeBron not going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So y'all need somebody, like the thing that Rye used to always talk about with LeBron teams was the fact that LeBron doesn't really like having a setup because LeBron's a creator. So he wants to hit the floor and like be able to create.
Freestyle, right.
Right. Whereas if you're running like a triangle offense or a pick and roll
much
offense,
structure.
it's too much structure for LeBron, which I can completely understand. But you kind of got to give him some leeway because it's LeBron. And Rob would always be in the tip like, yeah, but Mike fell into the triangle. Yeah, but Mike got the sock niggas when they fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we run the triangle, but I'll beat one of y'all the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? So with LeBron going into his later years, what they need is someone who can structure, figure it the fuck out. Yo, we going to take the ball out of your hands or we going to have you controlling it, but we going to run this, that, and the third. And somebody who just not going to back down. Yeah. Like, even Ty Lue, it's like, Ty Lue wasn't like telling LeBron what the fuck it was about to be. And a lot of them plays.
Like, hey, Bron, you think possibly you maybe could get JR a little more involved?
And a lot of them plays, if you look at a lot of them shits, it was literally LeBron getting the rock and like, yo, watch out. But LeBron at this stage, he can't do give me the ball and look out type style. He's not that anymore. So I told you, I watched the joint earlier this year where the nigga went past him. LeBron put his foot out. Like straight old man joint. Tried to trip him. You know what I mean? Like, so he not as fast to it as he used to be.
Yeah.
But if you talking about bringing in Anthony Davis, who's what, 26?
25.
20-something? Yeah, kid. Like, you talking about bringing in one of the best players in the world who is going to play for another 10-plus years and then putting a solid team around him for the next 4 or 5 years when LeBron gone, you need to have a coach that's really, really on it.
He's 25.
25, yeah. So you can't bring in like a fucking Kurt Rambis, like that. And that's, the Lakers, they irritate me with that. Like, I get it, we're the Lakers, we're the historic franchise and all that shit.
Byron Scott.
But the Lakers love bringing in old ass Lakers to just,
Remember when they brought in Rudy Tomjanovich and Kobe almost murdered him?
Dog, like
Kobe gave him a heart attack like the first 2 months.
Like, you'll look up, like they'll fire Luke Walton in 3 weeks and they'll be like, yeah, he's being replaced by, Michael Cooper. And you're like, what? Like, that's how the Lakers play. They'll go get an old ass Laker, you know what I'm saying? Vlade Divac or some fucking body to come coach. And it'd be like, yeah, this ain't it, dog. Like, so if they could get like a Mark Jackson, Avery Johnson, Jeff Van Gundy, I wouldn't be mad at. I'm
fucking with Jeff Van Gundy for Lakers coach for some reason.
I wouldn't mind
I
that.
just got him in my head as like a good fit.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Ain't gonna take no shit.
But it's just, you can't have somebody that's just like, somebody the other day was like, do you think Kobe could do it? And I'm like, Kobe wouldn't do it.
Kobe wouldn't do it.
And he was like, you don't think so? I'm like, Kobe
He'd
is
be so mad.
What?
I said he would be so mad.
Dog, could you imagine him like being down
Kobe
11?
He be dead by 50. He give himself a fucking heart attack.
They'd be like, Brian just went to the locker room, taking off his blazer, but fucking come back out there.
Show y'all pussies how to do this shit.
Y'all on nut shit. Watch out. So, but yeah, I don't really got nothing else.
I saw something really interesting. Speaking of Kobe, something really interesting on him the other day. They have this, him and his partner's name is Chad something. They got this Mamba Sports Academy in LA that's sponsored by Nike, obviously, and all of this shit. And they're literally taking athletes from like elementary through professional and like training them on different shit. And like they got I think they said like 42 NFL draft prospects working out at their facility and all of this shit. Like, it's serious.
I know Kobe, I saw the interview when he was basically like denouncing AAU basketball. And ever since he said it, I've like, everybody I know who has anything to do with AAU, everybody I know who has kids in it, they all are like, yo, it's awful. Like, my homie, his son play AAU, and he was like, last summer they played a team. He was like, the score was like 109 to like 45. And he was like, yo, this shit not even.
It's all crooked.
He's like, this shit not even competitive. And he was like, it's literally like they out there throwing lobs to each other off the backboard and shit. And it's like, yo, this shit ain't like fundamentally teaching them shit. And that's the Kobe was on. Like, you give me 5 16-year-olds who've played in France and 5 16-year-olds that play over here, they'll smoke them. Like, it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. When you look at the game now, like you look at like KP is about to be with Luka. That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
You look at the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Tony Parkers, all of these dudes, the Manu Ginobilis, all of these guys.
They're so much more
they're
advanced.
fundamentally so far ahead. It's like they don't have that over the top athleticism that the young niggas got.
But they're skilled and they know how to get in the spots and they know how to maximize what they're good at.
Look at Zubac. He be fucking tearing it up. He can't jump like JaVale McGee,
right,
but he not as dumb as JaVale McGee. So it's like
it's a trade-off.
Yeah, that's where it's at. But it's like that's where you get Kobe Bryant, who grew up over there playing that, and he has the athleticism. Holy shit, you're one of the best players ever.
Absolutely.
So, but what were you about to say, T?
That's been this week's episode. I think we a little overtime, whatever.
Probably.
It is what it is. We will be back again next Sunday. We'll have a Super Bowl recap, then whatever else foolishness is going on, I guess. We got a couple people that want to come up to the show. We'll talk to them during the week and see if they want to come up. If we got some interesting topics or whatever they want to talk about. This coming week, I got Flip De Niro, DJ Khaled's artist at Vanity Grand's official platinum party for Leave Me Alone. That's going to be Saturday, February 9th. Tickets available VanityGrandPhilly.com. We still have, make sure y'all go check out our sponsor, Beachbody On Demand. Text TRPE to 303030 to get your free 14-day trial. A couple people hit me up that they were signing up. And we got another sponsor starting real soon and a couple other things in the works that Marcus was telling me about. Shout out to Marcus. He's been working hard for our show.
I haven't even met Marcus. That's the crazy part.
I haven't met him either. I talked to him a bunch of times.
Yeah,
though.
he's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He's working real hard. No.
White Marcus?
Marcus Darpino.
Oh, okay.
Quick side story. He actually did stand up before, and he did it at a black club. And when he got introduced as Marcus, everybody was like, that's not Marcus. Right?
That's not Marcus.
I don't think I've ever met a white Marcus. That's funny as shit.
First time everything.
Yeah, I got to meet this guy.
All right.
Yeah. We out.
We out of here. Peace.